Alright. So yeah, I didn't feel like playing games tonight. I'm tired. I didn't want to play Pokemon because I'd have to like think about stuff too much, and in Honkai it's at a very, I guess, like the climax of this arc, so I don't feel like doing that right now. So I'm just gonna watch some YouTube videos. Let me get the first one pulled up.
My name is Callie Goodwin of Sparks Joy Co., a greeting card company. Because of TikTok, I'm able to spread joy. My business sold over 40,000 greeting cards in the last 3 years. TikTok is
Sad
creating
finish.
a community that cares for each other, loves each other, and is connected.
Oh, there's another ad.
Mobile games are going big.
Alright. So this first video is from Rotten Mango. It was released, when did this come out? Today? Yeah, 5 hours ago. Woman melted into her couch for 12 years. Alright.
Bada bing, bada boo.
Lacey Fletcher could probably hear them packing for their New Year's trip. They're gonna celebrate ringing in 2022 by going out of town and leaving Lacey to rot by herself. It's hard to say if Lacey felt relief in that moment knowing that they're gonna be gone, or if she felt fear, because what if they don't leave her food? Would she just starve to death? What if they didn't leave her water? You can go longer without food but not water, right? Just a few days? What if they don't even come back? What would happen to her then? All she could really do in that moment is sit in that chair and watch them leave. I mean, what other choice does she have? She's trapped, unable to leave her prison, unable to see the sun. Lacey can't walk outside. She can't talk to her friends anymore, go to school. She's not even able to walk into the kitchen to grab food whenever her stomach rumbles. We don't know if she even knew what day it was, or if she could hear the New Year's Eve fireworks. Would she work it out from the fireworks that it's 2022 now? Or would the loud noises just terrify her? We don't know any of this for certain. We just know that Lacey Fletcher was a prisoner of the couch. She had been left there, hungry, covered in feces, naked, unable to eat unless one of them decided to bring her food. Her body was dying while she was still alive. There were parts of her flesh that were rotting. There were maggots crawling in and out of her hair, in and out of her bones, munching down at her dead flesh, and she's still alive. If she looked down, there would have been certain parts of her body where she could see straight through her skin, her tissue, her muscle, and see her bones. There were giant holes all over the lower half of her body. She was completely covered in
Well, I decided not to eat anything.
feces. There was feces in her
I knew I was watching a Rotten Mango video, but I didn't know it was gonna be this intense from the start. I didn't read the title either.
stomach, inside
So,
her stomach,
that's nice.
in her mouth, and even her ears. She had been trapped on this couch for the past 12 years of her life. By the time that she was found, she had melted through the couch into a hole, and her skin was fusing with the brown leather. The only contents found in her stomach would be sofa cushion foam and feces. Did she eat it out of desperation? Was she fed it? We don't know. The worst part is, we're still unclear why any of this happened. There are theories that range from locked-in syndrome, where someone is fully conscious but unable to move their bodies, trapped inside their own minds. There are theories of full-blown torture, with Lacey being a victim for someone's sick, sadistic pleasure for over a decade. There are a lot of wild theories, but we have no definitive answers. All we know is Lacey Fletcher would die in one of the worst, slow, torturous deaths imaginable, and nobody helped her.
I don't know if I should watch this one on stream. This is kind of... Usually, I mean, they're It's like true crime stuff, but it's usually not this bad. Oh well. We'll keep going. We'll keep going. I don't know if I should watch it on my own time. But yeah, this is definitely a good channel if you are into true crime stuff. Usually it's not this bad off the jump, but they're pretty
As
good.
always, full show notes are available at rottenmangopodcast.com. One of our wonderful researchers that worked on this case is autistic, and she was instrumental in the process of gathering data for this case. She's also provided us with links to autism resource pages that will be in the show notes. Now, with that being said, as with all cases, please let us know if you have any thoughts or any additional details about the case down in the comments. And with that, let's get started. There's a very rare condition out there. It's called locked-in syndrome. Less than 1,000 people in the United States have it at any given point. Most sufferers are victims of a stroke or a traumatic brain injury. And even though it's a very, very rare condition, it seems to be a big fear for a ton of people. I mean, maybe it's the nature of the condition. Maybe it's because of the natural human fear of not being able to communicate with one another. It's terrifying. And it's exactly how you picture it. Locked-in syndrome. You're awake. Your mind is flowing. It's going 1,000,000 miles an hour. If you're lucky, you can open your eyes and look around. See what's around you. But really
Sounds like permanent sleep paralysis. That's scary.
only as much as you can move your pupils. That's it. When you try to talk, nothing moves. You can't push out the words. It's like when you're in a dream and you're trying to scream for help, but no words come out and you start getting so flustered and frustrated with yourself, but you wake up and you realize that's just a nightmare. This is locked-in syndrome. You can't even move a single finger. You can't even swallow your own saliva. And soon drool is going to be seeping out of your mouth while doctors and loved ones look at you concerned, worried, because they don't know how this happened. You're trying to give them a sign of, hey, I can see you, I can hear you, I'm here. But there's nothing that you can move. Your body is locked, and you are locked in your brain. 90% of people die within the first 4 months that they're locked in. And a lot of doctors can figure out that they're locked in, but can't find a way to get them out. One survivor of locked-in syndrome stated, "My cognitive capabilities were 100%. I could think and hear and listen to people, but I couldn't speak or move. The doctors would just stand there at the foot of my hospital bed and talk like I'm not in the room, and I just wanted to scream like, hey, people, I'm still here. But there was no way for me to let them know." He remembered hearing the doctors tell his family in the room that he had a 2% chance of survival, and even if he did survive, he would be completely comatose. He remembers hearing the conversation and seeing his wife break down and beg the doctors to not turn off his life support machines. And he was just screaming, "No, I'm right here. Don't turn it off. I'm right here." But nobody could hear him. He couldn't move his lips. He couldn't move his mouth. Another survivor said, "I could do nothing except listen, and I could only see the direct area in front of me based on how the nurses would position me in bed. So if they flipped me over to the left, I could only see that point of the room." He reported that he could feel every jolt and twinge of pain. He could even feel itchiness. You know, you have that itch in your back? He said it was miserable. He's in constant pain, but he's completely at the mercy of his doctors for pain meds. And this is a miserable way to live, but there's no choice. You don't have the choice of exiting your life or telling someone, hey, I can't do this. He said, "I couldn't tell anyone if my mouth was dry, if I was hungry, if I had an itch that needed to be scratched. I felt disgusting all the time. I was constantly drenched in sweat. My skin was so sensitive to minor sensory changes, it felt like it was burning all the time. It felt like it was on fire." He was in constant pain. He was afraid of dying, and that's all he could think about all day. But worse than that, he was afraid of being trapped inside of his body forever. All he could do was talk to himself. He said he had to create another voice to talk to himself. 2 voices. He could calm himself down. He would say things like, "How are you doing, Jake?" "Not too bad, just waiting on my meds." "It's coming soon. Don't freak out, Jake. You're gonna be okay." When Jake wasn't talking to himself, he was talking to the nurses. They just didn't know it. They would ask him, "Hey, Jake, can you hear us?" And he would be screaming at the top of his lungs, "I can hear you. I'm right here." But nobody could hear him. And the highlights of his day was when nurses would come in and talk to him, even though they had no clue that he was, quote, in there. The ones who sang to him were his favorite. While they would flip him over, they would sing to him. But most of the days, he would just lay there in a completely empty room, unable to move. Sometimes his family and loved ones would come over into the hospital room and they would just scream at each other about what they were going to do with him, fighting about him as if he's not right there listening to all of this.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
And there's no way of these people, there's no medical equipment that can detect that.
I think right now, eye fluttering is the quickest way that doctors will detect it. It still takes about a few days for them to even find out that you're locked in. Yeah, so most of these people, these survivors, they said it took multiple days for the doctors to be like, oh my gosh, I think he's blinking. Like, please blink twice if you can understand what I'm saying right now. I mean, I can only imagine there must be so many who couldn't control their eye movements either. So we don't know just how many of people have passed while they've been locked in. We're not sure. And once they're locked in, they remember everything. These survivors, they remember everything in detail, and they were corroborating it with the nurses and doctors. So it's not just like hallucinations that they had. These are real events. They're completely conscious. There is a device right now, I think, that they're working on where it can try to communicate with you through your brain.
See,
Listen,
that's what I was thinking. Like,
yeah.
there's so many like brain scans. They can check like what area is moving and stuff.
I imagine
makes
it's
sense.
very expensive.
Right.
There was a man in France who wrote a whole book just by blinking one eye to someone who was transcribing it. And then he passed almost immediately after it was published. Jake said other times he was so bored, he would just count to 1,000 and then start all over again. 1 to 1,000. It was absolute hell. He felt like he was being tortured. He always wanted to know, what time is it? What day is it? How long has it been? But he can't even ask anyone. And then there's just so many depressing thoughts in his mind. There were days where all he thought about the entire day was his own funeral. Who's going to show up? What it's going to look like? Who's going to say what? For Marsh, the other survivor, he said he was really lucky. His wife and children were there all day, but even that was just lonely. He said, during the day I was lucky. I never spent a single day when my wife and one of my kids wasn't there. But once they left, it's lonely, not in the way of missing people, but loneliness of knowing there's no one who really understands how to even communicate.
Explaining complex topics can be challenging. Highlight the text you want to simplify and let Grammarly rewrite.
With you. Marsh and Jake were two of the lucky ones. There were rumors last year in 2020 that a young woman in Louisiana was not as lucky, that she had been locked in her own brain for the past 12 years, and all she could do was sit on the couch and stare at the wall until she passed. So in 2022, this story goes crazy. It's a horrifying story that's coming out, but it was made even more terrifying by the fact that that woman probably didn't even have locked-in syndrome. So what does that mean? Why would someone sit there on the couch for 12 years? She's able-bodied. Why didn't she get up?
Oh, so she's not chained?
No.
Or trapped?
We don't know. So that means if she's not locked in, there is something worse, more sinister, that made her unable to move from the couch for the past 12 years of her life. Slaughter, Louisiana has a population of less than 1,000 people, but it does have a very interesting name. They were briefly part of a small internet discourse because of their unfortunate police department name, the Slaughter Police. Yeah, so not great from a marketing standpoint. And there was this question of, why the hell is there a town named Slaughter anyway? There were some rumors that the area had some of the first slaughterhouses in Louisiana, or that something very ominous happened there, giving it the name Slaughter, Louisiana. But it's actually just named after the original owners of the land, Mr. Will and Joe Slaughter.
It's usually how it is.
But it's a very small town. Less than 1,000 people, about 800 people. And it's the type of place where you don't have to leave the town for anything. There are schools, 2 churches, pharmacy, food marts, small businesses that sell farming goods, a rehab facility, short and long-term care for the elderly. And even though it's the definition of rural, the houses are super spread out so you can have as much privacy as your heart desires. Slaughter has that small town comfort where you're like, okay, my dog is missing. Guess what? Likely all 800 residents are going to come out and help you search for your dog until they're back home. It's just one of those towns. I mean, they even have like a small government with residents voted in as what they call aldermen. And these aldermen will help vote on issues affecting the community. So the aldermen, they're supposed to be approachable figures of community that you can turn to for literally anything. Like if you have a disabled family member and you think there needs to be better accessibility at some part of the town, you go to the alderman. If you think your job that has nothing to do with the government requires better harassment policies, like you work at a fast food chain, you're like, you go to the alderman. Even if you have a deeply personal issue where maybe you have an anxious relative who won't leave the house and is becoming reclusive and is not socializing with anyone, you go to the alderman. They literally went to the alderman for anything. Sheila was probably the best alderman to go to. She was also the vice mayor of the town, literally was voted into that position. So if the mayor couldn't attend a meeting, Sheila would show up in place of the mayor. Her husband, Clay, was also well known in the community. He worked for a nonprofit called the Baton Rouge Civil War Roundtable. They would organize events and field trips to historic sites to, quote, provide nonpartisan atmosphere to foster learning and respect for our Civil War heritage. It's a lot. You know, there's a lot of red flags, and some of the members joining the official Facebook group would post, quote, non-judgmental pictures of the KKK and make racist jokes about the Obamas. So I don't know. It doesn't seem like Clay was the one personally posting those or endorsing that kind of activity, but just to give you preface. Now, Clay and Sheila, they're the go-tos for the community. Anyone's got a problem, you go to Clay or you go to Sheila. They're churchgoers. They've got the mindset of wanting to help others. They would probably help you first with your oxygen mask on a plane before putting their own on. Always asking, how's your day? How's your sick grandma? Well, if your grandma needs anything, just give us a ring. We're right down the street. But who asks how Sheila and Clay are? Robert Blades Sr. asked. He lives across the street from them, and he remembered the couple having a young daughter, and he hadn't seen her in God knows how long, right? Over a decade for sure, maybe like 15 years ago. Last he saw of her, she was exercising down the street, running around with some dumbbells in her arms. I mean, she did that a lot, and then she stopped one day. He just kind of assumed, like all the other kids in the neighborhood, though, she got into college, moved into the city, met a boy, got married, started a new life, and then never found the time to visit small old town Slaughter ever again, right? Or maybe she did, and he always missed her.
I don't know, she just looked like a young woman. She was, she had these little, what do you call the little weights that you hold in your hand? The little dumbbells?
She was exercising.
Yes, she'd walk from her house around the circle, and she used to do that, you know, I don't know, 2 or 3 times a week.
So one day, this daughter would have been about 30 years old at this point. Robert was on his front lawn talking to Clay about, things going on in the neighborhood. And he thought to ask, oh yeah, Clay, how's Lacey? How's she doing? What's she up to now? Moved away? Oh, no, she's still here. She still lives here. She's fine. Clay quickly changed the subject. At that moment, it was very likely that Lacey was unable to walk, fused to the couch, trapped. And death has a smell. When the body starts to break down and decompose, there are over 800 chemicals that react with the air and with each other, and it creates a very distinct scent. And we always hear about it in cases. The investigators could smell death, that it's a scent that once you smell it, you can never forget it. And to a degree, I feel like we can all kind of imagine what it's like. I'm sure it's not a pleasant scent, but people actually say it's more than that. It's really distinct. It's not just the worst scent that you've ever experienced. There's so much more to it. Death has a sickly sweet scent. So underneath the smell of fecal matter, waste, decay, like you would imagine a piece of raw steak left outside in hot, humid cabin air would smell like after 3 months in the summer. It's like that, but underneath it, there are almost these sweet notes. Everyone describes it differently. I went down a lot of forums with a lot of coroners and crime scene investigators, crime scene cleanup crews. Some describe it as a thick, it's almost like it hangs in the air, like this thick honey scent underlying this rotten meat, garlicky fecal matter scent. It's like honey, but you want to throw up. Others say no, it's almost a little floral. Like, when you are around flowers that have a very unique scent and you almost want to gag? Kind of like that. Some say, actually, it's that almondiness. It's that sweet, almost kind of nuttiness. And then there's that overpowering, fishy, even sour scent that overtakes it all. One Redditor, an EMT, describes it as, smells like if you left cheese out in the hot sun for a week and then you put it into a stale sweet tea, iced tea mix. And then you just let it sit in that mix, hot, iced sweet tea mix, for another week, and then you smell it. It's actually even thought that humans and other animals evolved disgust for the scent. So the main underlying scent is called putrescine, and it's a chemical compound associated with decomposing bodies. And apparently humans evolved into being so literally primitively disgusted by it because it protects us from disease and predation from scavengers. Studies go even further to suggest that it triggers a fight or flight response in humans. Just the smell of a dead body, even if you don't know it's the smell of a dead body, you smell it way out in the woods, you have a fight or flight response. That's what some people believe. And there is a company out there that just recreates the scent of human death. That's their whole business model. The scent of human remains, and they sell a formulated version of it. And to put it simply, they bottle up the scent of human death and sell it. The website describes it as, quote, represents odor of two 140-pound cadavers for the low, low cost of $850. And it's not for any weird, sinister reason. Well, hopefully that's not why most people are buying it. It's mainly used by cadaver dog trainers so that they don't have to use real human remains to train cadaver dogs to find dead bodies. But there's actually a lot of cadaver dog trainers that don't like to use these scents. They'd rather go to a body farm and purchase body parts because they argue it's just not the same. Like, you try to replicate it with the chemicals that is created from decomposing bodies, but it's so difficult to replicate the smell of death precisely. It is such a unique scent. I mean, there's so many varying factors. The scent depends on the person that died, the surrounding conditions. Is there wildlife where the body is, the temperature, the humidity? They said humidity is the worst on a dead body. And Slaughter, Louisiana was a humid, hot town. I'm not sure how much Dr. Brickham knew when he drove up to the little White House on January 3rd, 2022. I wonder if the neighbor's Christmas trees and all the New Year's decorations were still up, making the drive feel, I don't know, even more eerie, right? But once he parked that car, he gets out, he walks past the well-manicured green lawn, he opens up the front door, and it's like he's hit with this invisible force field. It's a smell. He couldn't breathe, he said. He said there was a stench, an odor, feces, fecal matter, urine. You couldn't hold your breath. Dr. Brickham had smelled death before, but this smell, it's literally embedded into the fabric of the house. That's how thick and pungent it is. It felt like the scent was going to follow him home and linger for weeks. Dr. Brickham enters the living room, and you know when you spot something that just feels out of place, it makes you feel very unsettled. Like, you can't quite put your finger on it, but it just feels weird. Imagine it's snowing outside and there's someone standing there out in the snow staring at your house with nothing but their swimwear on. And you're just looking out the window like, I feel like this is odd. Like, yes, I'm worried that they're going to get sick, but there feels like there needs to be a sinister explanation for this because it's just that out of place. Dr. Brickham walks into the living room. Most of the living room is pretty tidy, a little clutter like any normal house, but all over it was pretty well organized. I mean, it's pretty evident that someone in this house is maintaining the living areas, making sure that they're always well kept, cleaning up, organizing everything except the couch in the center of the living room. The dark brown.
When my son Brian died in a drunk driving accident, I put out a video about it to try to stop young people from drinking and driving. And because of TikTok, I can reach millions of
Hey,
people
Gamer, how are
around
you?
the world. If you save one
Doing
person,
alright?
that's one more person that can change the world too, right?
Brown leather couch was the source of this smell, and Dr. Brickham had been hit with it when he walked into that house. And
Hey, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, wasn't feeling like playing games tonight. I'm kind of tired, so I didn't want to do that. So I decided to watch some YouTube videos for now. DD, nice. That's always good. But yeah, this is a video about a lady that for some reason sat in our couch for 12 years and, well, died. But I don't know how or why she did it.
Steam like emanating from it. The couch looked like it was
Pretty
melting.
graphic, so if you're like
The
eating,
couch was soaked
we're going
with
to eat
urine
soon,
and feces, human
might want to watch
excrement.
this.
The waste was seeping through the couch bottom onto the floor where it looked like any second nobody cleaned the floor underneath the couch. It looked like the floor was going to crumble in on itself from the gathering of all the liquid and feces. There was an 18-inch gap between the couch and the wall. The wall looked moist. Like, it looked like there would be condensation droplets on the wall from steam, from liquid. And the couch just looked so out.
Normally her videos aren't this crazy. Like, this is like extra graphic. Normally it's but This one's crazy.
Place. I mean, you wouldn't even expect to see this type of couch in an abandoned home. It looks like a regular, normal living room, and then they just have this couch that everyone in the family and visitors go and pee and poop on, and then nobody cleans it up. That's what it looks like, and it's just melting. It's like a weird time capsule. Just the couch is rotting. It's bizarre. And this is the living room of a couple that's pretty well respected in the community. In a house where the rest of the place is extremely well kept and there are signs of life, and this is the couch that's in the center of the living room. But as Dr. Bickham got closer, he found who he had come here for. Lacey Fletcher was laying in the living room couch. She's not laying on the couch, she's laying in the couch. There is a huge person-sized hole in the leather couch, almost to the floor. I would imagine it, and there are pictures. Just imagine your dog gnawed through all of the sofa cushion fluff, and there's just a hole in the couch. She's literally in the couch. She's slumped to one side, sitting cross-legged. Her eyes are wide open. Her mouth is wide open. She's completely nude except a small blue patterned top that's pulled over her chest, so her chest is bare. Dr. Bickham could see her bones. Not because she was that emaciated, which she was very malnourished, but parts of her body had been rotten and eaten by maggots while she was alive. Just think of the mental trauma for someone who would be alert and aware if they were to look down and see their own flesh being eaten by maggots. There were maggots crawling in and around her hair, all over her body. She was covered head to toe in feces. It was found in her mouth, in her stomach, in her ears. She had been eating it, or she had been fed it. We don't know. The sofa arms were covered in scratches. This is not a situation where Lacey's body was left on the couch to decompose after her death, and the feces and urine, it came out during the decomposition process. This is not that situation. Lacey was kept alive on that couch for 12 years. She had been alive for 12 years, not able to get up to even use the restroom. She had been soiling herself and then either eating or being fed her own feces while being trapped on this couch for 12 years. Her flesh had been rotting while she was alive. Maggots were eating away at her while she was alive, and she had just recently passed away. And the two people who lived with her, her parents, the ones who walked past that couch every single day, walked past it to head into the kitchen, to the garage, to the backyard, Sheila and Clay Fletcher, they were now standing in the kitchen with no explanation on what the hell had happened.
When I first walked in the house, it smelled of feces, fecal material, however you want to put that politely. It stunk. When I got to the body, the individual was basically sitting in a hole filled with liquid stool and urine. I was able to place her body in a black body bag, and I took it down to Jefferson Parish for autopsy. It's the worst form of medical neglect I've ever seen. I mean, I don't know any other adjectives or adverbs to add to that.
Lacey was pronounced dead at 3:07 p.m. on January 3rd, 2022, but it's likely that she passed away at least 24 to 48 hours prior. She could have passed away New Year's Day, 2022. The world around her would have been celebrating the start of a new year, something fresh, and Lacey would have been laying dying in her own excrement. Sheila Fletcher got a little bit more talkative at the police station. And side note, this isn't even immediately after authorities took Lacey's body away. Sheila was interviewed January 18th. Lacey's body was found January 3rd.
So the police didn't do anything until 18th.
They really did not treat the parents like persons of interest or even suspects.
So it's a small town, right? So they all know each other. And
now, Sheila tells authorities January 18th that Lacey had social anxiety and had met with a psychologist over a period of 3 years when she was back a teenager. Lacey was 36 when she passed. So you're talking about like decades ago. Eventually, she stopped seeing her doctor decades ago. Sheila and Clay contemplated getting Lacey committed into a specialist medical facility, but for whatever reason, that never happened. In the interview with the police, Sheila insisted that Lacey refused to leave the couch. It was a personal choice that she made. So she and Clay, they did their best to accommodate her on her wishes. Like they set up a toilet for her, like one of those portable toilets that you see at hospitals. They put it right next to the couch with some baby wipes, baby powder, a fresh change of clothes, a stack of Lacey's favorite movies to watch. They were all there. All Lacey had to do was get up. But she didn't ever want to leave the couch, ever. That's what they said. maybe it's laziness. So they gave Lacey a towel on the couch to use as a toilet. Sheila stated that she would have to take the towels from Lacey, the ones covered in feces, clean them, and then bring her new towels. I mean, it's a whole thing. Sheila also stated that she would have to clean Lacey's body and bed sores, and not once did Lacey ever complain about pain, which, I don't know, is just really unbelievable. And even if someone doesn't complain about pain, if you can see someone's bone, Sheila stated that Lacey had lost her appetite last autumn, so back in 2021. But when the Fletchers, because they went on a New Year's trip, when they got back from their trip from New Year's on January 2nd, the day before Lacey died, Sheila said that she made her half a sandwich and gave her a bag of Cheetos. She stated Lacey ate it. Then, according to Sheila, the mom, Sheila went to sleep on the chair on the living room next to Lacey's couch, near Lacey, near the rotting hole in the sofa, and at around 10 p.m. when Sheila fell asleep for the night, Lacey was still alive. When she woke up the next morning, Lacey was dead. That's what Sheila Fletcher said. But Sheila Fletcher is a liar, in my personal humble opinion. Sheila stated, January 2nd, 2022, Lacey ate half a sandwich and a bag of Cheetos. This is not what would be found in Lacey's stomach during the autopsy. All they could find in her stomach was sofa foam and feces. No sandwich, no Cheetos. And if Lacey had been sitting there on that couch for 12 years, that means this hell would have begun around 2010, and she would have almost certainly been in pain since day one.
They said that? She's been sitting there for 12 years?
They said that it's been years. They didn't give an exact estimate, but the coroner said about 12 years.
Wow.
Now, skin exposure to urine and feces is painful and can start stinging within hours. It happens more frequently with infants. It's actually called a diaper rash, and it can get very serious, if not even kill infants. And it's not even done purposely. Most of the times that babies have diaper rashes, it's not abuse. It's typically just because they're very sensitive. Now, the main symptoms are red rashes on the buttocks. If left unaddressed for too long, it can quickly escalate into a full body fever, full body chills, and a full body rash. Urine and feces contain ammonia. Now, ammonia is very corrosive. If your skin is in contact with ammonia for long periods of time, it can cause irritation and even burns. That could have happened within the first few hours of the first day that Lacey had soiled herself on that couch. Now, if a diaper rash is left untreated, the skin starts to swell. It can transform into these rashes that have these white bumps all over that ooze clear fluid. And then the skin starts to peel, causing these open sores. It's very painful. And if there's still urine or feces that's there to make contact with those open sores, you're at a dangerous risk of infections. Yeast infections might be one. Yeast dermatitis could be another thing. Those are dark red areas of the skin, usually filled with these raised yellow fluid-filled pustules. This is likely all happening near the private regions because she was found sitting cross-legged. So she's genuinely sitting in a pile of her urine and feces, which makes everything much more sensitive and painful because these are your private parts. Side note, if Lacey still had her menstrual cycle at the beginning of all of this, she may not have due to malnutrition or other reasons, but if she did, that means there would have also been blood rotting into the sofa, and blood attracts flies. Flies would have been attracted to Lacey and her wounds that were all primarily, again, in her down regions. Also, infections for the private regions are incredibly painful, and that is just the beginning. This is still when everything is treatable fairly easily. Painful, but not like life-threatening, typically. Even without urine and feces, the high risk of painful infections just sitting or laying in one place is horrendous for the body. Bed sores. Have you heard of bed sores? They're going to be one of the first things to show up. Bed sores occur when there is continuous pressure on parts of the body, usually by sitting or laying in a single position for an extended period of time. So you're cutting off blood supply to that specific area, which causes the surrounding tissue to start dying. Within 2 hours, the tissue starts dying. Humans are very sensitive because that tissue is not getting enough oxygen because blood has oxygen in it and you're not getting blood flowing there, and it can happen in 2 to 3 hours. So you're like, okay, well, why don't I get bed sores when I'm falling asleep? We're constantly moving. Even shuffling like this is moving. So if you're sitting on a chair for 8 hours studying, if you're moving a little bit, it's hard to get bed sores. This stops it from developing. But if you're unable to move around, a bed sore is going to happen because there's a lack of oxygen. Like, it's not preventable. The skin will die and the bed sore will just look like a red blotch on the skin. So it starts looking like a sunburn, and it feels a little hot to the touch, kind of like a sunburn, warm. It might even be a little itchy, very similar to a sunburn, but eventually it turns purple. And by that point, if left untreated, the skin will break open. And you're just gonna have this painful wound that becomes easily infected, and then it collapses on itself. It's like a crater-sized blister. Some bed sores, I saw pictures on Reddit. I honestly don't know. I should not have gone down that route. There's like dinner plate-sized bed sores, and you can see all the way to the bone. And it's not just skin deep. That's the problem. These bed sores collapse and they go deeper and deeper until you literally have Swiss cheese-like holes on your body. They reach into the muscle all the way to the bone. If you see a really bad picture of a bed sore, you can see muscle, tendons, bones, joints, just in a hole in someone's body. It's like an exposed tunnel for people to see inside of you. Once a bed sore develops, you have to treat it and dress it every single day, multiple times a day. It is absolutely horrendous for the patient and the caretaker. And bed sores are very, very, very slow to heal. With bed sores, genuinely, prevention is the only key. All you can do is move around. So that's why when you have bedbound patients, one of the first things that caretakers or nurses learn is you have to flip the patient every 2 hours. There's no question about it. And that's why when you go to nursing homes and maybe your grandparents have a bed sore, it's taken so seriously because when you hear the word bed sore, you're like, okay, it's not that big of a deal, but it's a very clear indicator.
Yeah, I was on that same boat. I didn't think it was. Bed sore just sounds like, like a little ache. But that's crazy. I didn't know all that.
That there could be abuse happening. Some really bad bed sores take days, months, even years to heal. Some may never heal. They may need surgery. And when it's super serious, bed sores can lead to death. Once they get infected, it leads to sepsis and death. Bed sores cause the death of more than 24,000 people each year. And again, the saddest part is most of the time, bed sores are completely preventable. I feel like it's very safe to assume that Lacey went through all of that and more. By the time that her body was found, the flesh on Lacey's bottom had been worn away and eaten. It was gone. Like, she had no thighs, no butt. Her back and butt area, it was impossible to tell what part was a human being. Her skin and flesh were so rotten and half eaten by maggots. There were other areas that maybe looked a little bit more like human skin, but it was completely yellow, which is typically a sign of infected skin. Lacey had bed sores that went all the way down to her bones. Her skin was rotting away from constantly sitting in a mess of feces and acidic urine. She had a severe case of gangrene, which is when your flesh is dead. So the tissue changes from red to black, and then you're left with dead tissue, which is very dangerous because, again, you're at risk of infection, which can kill you. The only tiny bit of relief in all of this is hopefully with her injuries being that deep into her skin, hopefully it destroyed her nerve endings. There's a chance that it might not have, but there is a chance that it did. So maybe she had lost feeling in some of these parts of her body, around the injury sites. We don't know for sure, but we can only hope that she didn't feel what was slowly happening to her body for 12 long, agonizing, painful years. And it wasn't just the lower part of her body. Her entire backside was a mess of raw, rotten flesh. She was completely covered in raw red blotches, and Lacey's wounds were being cleaned. Not by her parents, but by maggots. Maggots were crawling in and out of her, consuming her dead flesh. And for this case, the maggots did more to help Lacey than her own parents. Like, I know usually we talk about maggots and it's not in a positive light, but maggots have a very important role in this world. So they eat dead flesh. In medical history, and sometimes even today, maggots have been used as a way of helping clean wounds. So maggots, they leave healthy flesh alone and just feed off of dead flesh, which needs to be cut away anyway because you're at risk of infection. And in Lacey's case, it seems to have worked to the point that she did not die of sepsis and infection for the first 12 years. The maggots kept her alive by eating the dead flesh on her wounds, while her parents did nothing for her,
Crazy.
in my opinion. We know that Lacey was left with no real food or water in reach, and Lacey, on some level, was aware enough to know that she needed to eat. Her body seems to have grasped for anything that she could get, and the sofa foam was the only thing in reach. That and feces. because that was what was found in her stomach, not half of a sandwich or Cheetos. That's just the physical trauma of her body. We don't know to what extent and how bad the emotional and mental trauma was for 12 years. We don't know if this is even the full extent of her physical trauma. Technically, there could have been things that happened to her years ago that wouldn't be present during the autopsy now. Dr. Bickham's official report stated Lacey died of sepsis as a result of severe medical neglect, which led to chronic malnutrition, acute starvation. Lacey only weighed 96 pounds at 36 years old. Immobility, acute ulcer formation, bone infection, which ultimately led to sepsis and death. And one last thing about Lacey's autopsy. Sheila Fletcher stated she never took Lacey to the doctor because Lacey had never been sick. Which, let's not even unpack how ridiculous that statement is. We don't even need to go there. But that alone seems to be another lie, or at least a very misguided statement, because Lacey had COVID when she died. Most of Clay and Sheila Fletcher's friends did not even know that they had a daughter. But there were people that remembered Lacey, the ones who went to school with her in Slaughter, Louisiana, or the ones that saw her running around the neighborhood when she was younger. They all just assumed that she had grown up, moved out of Slaughter, maybe settled down nearby in Baton Rouge, got married. The ones that knew that the Fletchers had a daughter, they remembered Lacey as being a very friendly kid. She was fun to be around. She had a lot of different interests. She was, like a lot of people, obsessed with Disney. She loved anything Disney World, Disneyland, Disney movies, characters. That's her happy place. She would send friends links to videos of Disney. Also, Mariah Carey and country music. Very interesting mix, but she was someone that just had a very wide range of interests. She's very active. She loved bowling, volleyball. Those were her favorite activities. And everybody's favorite word to describe Lacey was just sweet, as sweet as can be. She never acted out. She didn't seem like she was creating trouble or, when you have younger kids, there can be certain things that they do or say, or maybe they're acting out that might indicate that something darker is happening within. Maybe it's happening at the house. There's just these little indications, right? Lacey didn't have any of that. She was a happy-go-lucky kid that liked to have fun. Now, side note, Lacey was diagnosed as autistic when she was younger. And just to give you a bit of context, autism is a neurological condition. It is not an illness, and it's a lot more common than people think. Around 1 in 36 children were diagnosed as autistic in 2023, and it generally affects the way that people communicate for a few reasons. And I'm not saying it's good or bad, it's just a different way of communicating. Many autistic people report feeling their senses a bit more. So what seems like a quiet room for some people can actually be sensory overload for an autistic person. Some autistic people report having excellent memory for facts and very strong problem-solving logical minds, but they might struggle with social cues or small talk. Or some autistic people have reported finding it difficult to read facial expressions and eye contact. There has been a lot of stigma and prejudice attached to autism for a very long time, and I think there still is today. But I think being able to see the world in slightly different ways is a great thing. Different world perception is not necessarily better or worse, it's just different, and I think we need different perceptions. There's a common saying in the autistic community: if you've met one autistic person, then you've met one autistic person. Because it's not really something where you can generalize and say, oh, if you have autism, then you feel A, B, C, and D. It's such a wide spectrum that people can be very different from one another with very different needs and different ways of communicating. So keep that in mind. Because Lacey's parents would often tell people, yeah, Lacey's just super quiet and withdrawn and she doesn't like social.
$1.99 Sonic quarter-pound double cheeseburger.
That looks good, honestly.
Socializing. But her friends at school were so confused. They're like, are we talking about the same girl right now? Are we talking about the same Lacey? I mean, sure, I guess she's kind of quiet compared to the class clown, but she would go out of her way to welcome people and try to build connections. I mean, she's very opinionated and very passionate about a lot of things.
Sonic in years.
She loved new experiences and she
years.
loved a change in her routine. So I don't know what the parents are saying.
Burger.
To a lot of Lacey's childhood friends, it felt like her parents didn't even know who she was. And side note, her parents were allegedly wishy-washy with her diagnosis. Sometimes they would state that Lacey had Asperger's syndrome, which is no longer used as a diagnosis anymore, by the way. Sometimes they would describe her autism as, quote, mild. Other times they would describe it as, quote, severe, which, side note, from what I've been told, the better verbiage to describe autism is high or low support needs. But these are allegedly the verbiage that Lacey's parents used. So this is not me describing Lacey. Lacey's doctor, Dr. Bickham, the one that went to Lacey Fletcher's home to find her, was her primary care physician when she was younger.
Wow.
He was friendly with the Fletchers. Like, he knew the Fletchers. He was their doctor. He's also the town coroner. Small town. Yeah. Dr. Bickham would even describe her diagnosis as, quote, severe autism and social anxiety. But again, this just doesn't really match the way that Lacey's friends describe her, so it's confusing. And just to clarify, Lacey did have unique interests, but it doesn't seem to have anything to do with autism, like, just flat out. So one of Lacey's old classmates would say, yeah, I saw her around 15 years ago, and she was definitely different from other kids her age. I mean, I knew that she wasn't your typical teenager. This is all a direct quote. She was smart. She was smart as hell. But I guess the best way to describe her was she wasn't as mature as us. She still liked childish things, like not teenage things. When she was 17 or 18, she was more into Disney movies and country music. Which again, I don't know how that's very different. She would invite us over to watch Disney movies despite being more withdrawn, but it's just not my forte. Again, she just had her own interests. I would hardly call that strange or a reflection of her diagnosis. So a lot of Lacey's friends, they're shocked when at 16 years old, Lacey gets pulled out of public school at the end of 9th grade, and she started to get homeschooled. Her parents stated that she had to be pulled out of school immediately, but it's so unclear, like, why? Side note, back then, homeschooling was not very common. And the Fletchers, they never gave examples of why, at least not yet, of what made them think, this is it. We need to pull her out of school for her own good. We need to make sure that her sports, her friends, her socialization, we need to cut it off. All they said was that Lacey's autism got worse. Which is strange because autistic people can struggle in a rigid school environment and they may need to be homeschooled either permanently or for a short period of time. But usually it's very important that there's a support network in place because literally every human on this earth needs a support group to help manage stress and keep up with interpersonal relationships so that they don't get isolated. But they just cut off all of Lacey's friends. Even if a kid is homeschooled, it is in the parents' best interest to let them keep their already established friendships. But allegedly, none of that happened. Allegedly, once Lacey started getting homeschooled, she was seen outside less and less. In fact, it just seemed like the couple stopped bringing Lacey up in conversations even. The last time someone distinctly, or at least reports remembering Lacey being brought up in conversations was in 2010. Lacey would have been 23
most
at the
school,
time.
I'm pretty sure all schools are
The Fletchers
shut down.
walked into
Lots
Dr.
of
Bickham's
government
office
stuff.
without Lacey and
Government
stated, our daughter
offices are
Lacey is
closed.
becoming reclusive. She never wants to leave the house or the couch. Interestingly, the Fletchers could have easily taken photos or videos to show Dr. Bickham what's going on. I mean, that seems like the very logical, common sense thing to do, but they brought along no footage. Just told him, we don't know what's going on. Based on the Fletcher's description, it sounded like Lacey was dealing with extreme and sudden agoraphobia.
This song keeps getting in my head. Do you know there's an anime going on right now called Mashal, Magic and Muscles? I don't know,
Which is
it just keeps going in my mind. Like, she's talking about this crazy thing. That song just keeps playing in my head. And I'm really tired. I'm not making any sense at all. Wild. Yeah, let me take a second. Let me get some water. Let me try to wake up. Because that was rough just now. What is that like? Is that ADD moment or ADHD moment when like you just get sidetracked super hard? The openings for that show are really good for no reason. Season 2 opening. I can't play it because like DMCA stuff, but it's really good song. And the chorus is stuck in my head so bad. I'm trying to. It goes like bling bum bum bling bum bum bling bum bum. Something like this. It's like it's happy, and I'm listening to this, so it's kind of like contrast. It's kind of like what's going on. All right.
Which is a disorder when people are afraid of open spaces like public areas. On the milder side, it can be someone that has very extreme social anxiety, does not want to be in places that they're not comfortable with or cannot deem as a safe space, which public spaces, you know, they tend to be a bit more unpredictable. But on the more extreme end, you have people who never leave the house. They deem the home or even a certain room of the home to be the only safe space in the entire world for them. And even stepping outside of that safe space could result in a panic attack. So this is very serious. Now, typically, agoraphobia is more likely in people that already struggle with anxiety, and it can get worse over time if it's not helped or treated. Someone's safe space can actually get smaller and smaller. So when it used to be the whole house, someone with agoraphobia can be like, actually, now it's only the back of the house. Actually, now it's only the living room. Which we have no idea if this is even what's happening to Lacey. All we have are her parents at her doctor's office saying she doesn't want to get off the couch and she's being antisocial. For all we know, she could have been tied to the couch. Side note, that is a theory later that comes up. And another side note, some people have just put the autism as a blanket statement over anything going on with Lacey at the time and why she was pulled out of school. And again, sure, maybe something was going on with Lacey, but we don't have proof. And autism doesn't suddenly change a person drastically. An autistic person who can speak, make friends, have hobbies, go to school, use the restroom by themselves, they don't just suddenly wake up one day and don't do those things. But a lot of people are like, oh, autism. That's not how it works. We have no idea why Lacey was pulled out of school. We have no idea what caused her parents to pull her out of school. So just to recap, Lacey is pulled out of school at 16. She was last seen by Robert Blades Sr. exercising outside when she was 21. The Fletchers tell Dr. Bickham that she stopped wanting to leave the house.
This is what's stuck in my head. Ready? Wait, not this part. Wait for it. Alright, let me not get DMCA'd. It is staying in my head. Like, alright.
House at age 23. Lacey was emailing a friend of hers at 27, and Robert Blades Sr. asked Clay about Lacey, and he said that she was fine and at home, and then changed the subject when Lacey was 30. 6 years later, Lacey Fletcher was found dead on the couch at 36 years old. Lacey Fletcher sat down on the couch one day, whether it was against her will or not will be argued later, but she never got back up. How is that even possible? The first theory that came about online was that Lacey had locked-in syndrome, which we talked about earlier in the episode. Because when this case broke, a rumor started that she had locked-in syndrome, and everyone, including major news outlets, they just ran with it. They said that she had locked-in syndrome because it just answered all the questions of why and how is an able-bodied woman sitting in her own waste for 12 years until the couch fell apart.
I'm going to do it a little speed up. Normally, when I'm watching videos like on my phone and stuff, I always have it at like at least 1.5 times speed. Most of the time it's 2 times speed. So it's kind of weird to be watching it at normal speed.
Locked-in syndrome was kind of this neat little package that answers every question and gives people peace. But it's not true. Lacey did not have locked-in syndrome. She was able at some point to email her friends, or at least dictate what she wanted to email to her friends. She was able to feed herself and even swallow the sofa.
I feel like a lot of people do that.
So even if you have locked-in syndrome and someone is force-feeding you something, you cannot swallow. You have no control over any of your muscles except maybe your eyelids. You are fully locked into your body, which
you can watch more content
Side note, Dr. Bickham would later state that he had never heard of locked-in syndrome in his entire career, refuting the idea that Lacey Fletcher had this syndrome. And while she may not have had locked-in syndrome, it is a very real thing that does exist. It's just very rare.
If it's something like this, where I had to like
the most confusing question of all of this,
listen a little bit more closely, then I'll do 1.5. But if it's something like
is, regardless of how it started, her leg muscles probably atrophied to the point where she could no longer be able to get up.
Something I don't have to think about.
So she started off able-bodied, but her leg muscles might have been completely dead. Let's say, for whatever reason, you are unable to get up from a sitting position, whether that be from inner, mental, or outside physical force. You cannot get up. Your physical body is going to react to that. Have you ever slept and your leg fell asleep, where you've been in one position for so long that your leg goes numb, and then when you finally take the pressure off that leg, you feel that tingling pins and needle feeling, and it's just uncomfortable? And if we realize it's happening, most of us can do something about it if we're able-bodied. But if Lacey had been sitting in that same position for long enough, her leg muscles would have atrophied on their own and started wasting away, becoming locked into place, paralyzing her. Over time, the pain and rotting of the flesh in her thighs and buttocks would have further paralyzed her muscles as well. Lacey was found in her legs crossed in a position that most people would actually deem and describe as defensive rather than comfortable. Like, how long can you actually sit crisscross applesauce without getting uncomfortable? So let's just say that's how she first sat down on the couch. Again, we can't say for certain if this was or was not against her will because there are online theories about it, but let's just say she sat down like that. Soon, within minutes or hours, blood would flow more slowly to this area, which can lead to what I talked about, the bed sores. But it gets worse because this loss of blood is basically a crushing injury. Not as a description, but that's what they call it, like as if you're getting crushed. It just gets more and more dangerous over time as well. The tissue around her legs and butt were dying. If it gets really severe, surgery or even amputation would be necessary to correct the problem. At a certain point, since Lacey had been sitting for that long, even just getting up could kill her. So it's not like her parents are saying she just didn't want to get up from the couch. She could die by getting up from the couch. Not to overcomplicate it, but if you have a crushing injury like compartment syndrome, when there is high enough pressure on a limb or part of the body that blocks blood flow to that compartment of the body, for example, Lacey's legs and behind area, potassium starts to build up. And then when you get up or the pressure is suddenly taken off of that area, all that potassium has nowhere to go except straight into your bloodstream, and this rush of massive amounts of potassium causes a heart attack. And you can die. Lacey had been on that couch for 12 years. By year 1, it would have been shocking if Lacey was even able to use her legs at all. She would have been fully paralyzed. This is likely what could have happened to Lacey's physical body. But again, why? Why did she sit down and never get up? Even when she felt her legs falling asleep, even if she must have felt extreme discomfort in that position, why didn't she just move or reposition herself or get up entirely? Okay, fine. Let's say that she didn't want to get up from this couch. This couch is her safe space. There was some sort of mental barrier. Why didn't she change her positions around? There are 2 theories that people have considered online. Either there was a mental or emotional reason Lacey did not get up, or she was physically tied down in the beginning until her legs atrophied. Let's explore the first theory, that she chose to be on the couch. And just to preface, even if it was Lacey's choice, the fact that her parents didn't do anything to help her, that's not okay, in my opinion, if this theory is even true. I think it's still a tragic, horrible case of neglect that borders abuse because of how severe it is. But some people theorize that Lacey had developed agoraphobia at 16, and it escalated, developing worse and worse every single year, until it reached a point where Lacey's only safe space was the couch that she was on. She didn't want to get off the couch. And the theory goes that the Fletcher parents, they didn't know how to handle this. They thought Lacey was being this lazy teenager who didn't want to socialize, work, or go to school, and it started off as a stubbornness problem. Well, if you don't want to get off the couch, we're not going to take care of you. But eventually that evolved into the Fletcher parents building resentment and denial towards Lacey and the condition. This is, again, a theory. This theory is the kindest towards the Fletcher parents. It's the theory that her parents became so overwhelmed by her, quote, issues that they just kept ignoring the, quote, problem for 12 years until Lacey died. Some people argue that caregiver resentment is very real and that maybe her parents were in denial about how bad it was getting until it was too late. One detail that I guess supports this theory, not really because I have a hard time getting behind this theory, but anyway, a supporting detail, I guess you could argue, is that Lacey was still emailing her friends in 2014 when she was around 27 years old. A few of her old high school friends received emails and they sounded very much like Lacey. They were filled with passion and she was sending them links of videos from Disney. Not of her at Disney, but like of Disney. There was no hint that she was trapped anywhere or being abused. We have no idea if Lacey was given her phone, had access to her phone to send these emails. We have no idea if she told someone what she wanted to say in the email and someone sent it. We have no idea if someone wrote the email for her. We have no clue. We just know that these emails were sent under her email address and they sounded very much like her. And I guess the people that are in support of this theory, they think if Lacey's parents were actively abusing her or torturing her in some way, would they want her to have her phone to message her friends? Like, what if she told them something? What if she reached out for help? And then a few years before that, Lacey's parents went to Dr. Bickham, remember, to talk about how Lacey was becoming very socially reclusive. Why would they do that? Why wouldn't they just act like she went to the big city, moved on, got married, went to college? Side note, I saw arguments as well that some autistic people struggle to explain when they're in pain and explain exactly how much pain they're in, which has led to serious issues. But I don't know how that applies because that's usually for injuries that can't be seen from the outside, like appendicitis. I want to include it because it has been mentioned, but I just don't think that autism really has anything to do with this case other than the media reaction of justifying and almost answering Lacey's death by just saying, oh, blanket statement, autism. But other than that, I don't see how the fact that she was autistic applies to the questions that need to be answered. Lacey had sores all over her flesh that was rotting. Maggots were eating away at her, consuming her right in front of her parents. Who cares if she was autistic or not? Like, I don't think anyone needed for her to verbally say, hey guys, I'm in pain. And there have been theories of how Lacey went from being a socially active 16-year-old girl to not leaving the couch. One of the more popular theories are severe agoraphobia. Some people speculate that Lacey could have also developed schizophrenia, with the average age of onset tending to be around 20 to 30 for women. So they're like, what if she was schizophrenic? And perhaps schizophrenia was causing her hallucinations that made her terrified to leave the couch in fear of some sort of perceived danger out there. Or maybe she had some sort of brain injury that caused her to suddenly behave differently, and her parents had no idea how to give her care. Another supporting theory is that Lacey was kept alive for 12 years. A person can usually only live about a few days without water and a few weeks without food. And although Lacey was severely malnourished, she was getting enough food and fiber to at least defecate. Which, side note, this is a big part of life. Extreme constipation can actually cause death on its own by blocking the intestines and the colon. So Lacey was getting enough food to defecate and pass urine. She also had all of her front teeth when she died. So someone, whether it was Lacey or her parents, someone was helping her brush her teeth for her. Could the parents have been so far in denial that they just didn't understand that Lacey could no longer move and get up on her own, or even use the toilet right next to the couch? Maybe they thought, even in year 10, that her legs had not atrophied, even though they were completely rotten and eaten by maggots. They just thought that she was being stubborn and a lazy kid. Or they thought that they were being good, authoritative parents. They're like, you're stubborn, well, we're not going to do what you want us to do. After all, some people argue that the parents clearly brought her a toilet to use and put it up right next to the couch, provided her with baby wipes and baby powder for her, as well as an option to have clean clothes that were sitting right next to her and her favorite movies laid out on the side. Someone's brushing her teeth, which caregivers have stated brushing a patient's teeth is actually a very strenuous, stressful process. Why would they do that unless to a degree they cared about her? That's the theory. I don't believe it, and I'm very reluctant to state when I don't believe a theory strongly. I just don't see this one. It doesn't answer any questions for me. Like, never say never, so sure, maybe this is how the Fletcher parents felt personally, but it's still not really acceptable in my opinion. I mean, ignoring someone's depression, maybe I could try to understand it a little more. Maybe they're locked in their room and they don't talk to you. They don't communicate with you. That's something where I'm more kind of like, maybe the parents didn't fully understand it, or maybe they're very ignorant about these mental illnesses. But when someone has sores down to their bones, like their body is a mixture of holes and black and blue from tissue death, and there are maggots crawling around eating your child, consuming your child's flesh, how can they be in denial? Even in very rare cases, we might sometimes hear, once in a blue moon, stories of people keeping their loved ones' deceased bodies. Like, no matter how much decomposition is happening, because these people are in denial of their loved one's death. But that denial typically extends all the way into other aspects of that person's life. They will be in denial about their loved one's death. They will still talk to them. They will still talk about them with other people as if they're still alive. But for the Fletcher parents, they were completely normal when they went outside to socialize. They never spoke about Lacey later on. It's as if she didn't exist. Most of their friends didn't even know that they had a kid. If they were in denial, wouldn't they talk about Lacey as if she's still alive and doing well? She's just being a lazy kid and not melting into the couch. It's like they're hiding it, in my opinion. You know, people online have stated when parents love their kids and will do anything for them, but their circumstances are just really bad, they don't have the funds to get their child the proper care. The state won't help. There's no other option. They feel lost and heartbroken that they can't do more for their child. That is clearly not the case with the Fletchers. The Fletchers would have enough to pay bail for the both of them. That amounts to $72,000 in cash. They could have easily found Lacey a long-term facility to help her because they can't be the ones to help her. So it's not that they had a lack of funds. Not only that, they live in Slaughter, Louisiana. The community there is incredibly strong. Everyone wants to help their neighbors, and they're popular members of the community. You're telling me that the community wouldn't have rallied together to help Lacey? But the point is, the Fletchers didn't even try. So while denial, I think, is a powerful thing, and being a caretaker is a very complex role, I don't believe that the Fletchers could have been in denial for 12 years. Every parent that I personally know, even seeing their child sick with a cold, a flu for a day, it physically and mentally pains them. But it is a theory, so I have to tell you about it. One of the Fletchers' neighbors even stated, the Fletchers are good people who just made bad decisions. One netizen commented on the case and said, it can be extremely stressful for caregivers. Could Lacey have avoided her tragic end if more support and help were given to the parents who cared for her?
Support to the parents?
Yeah. They may have been really helpless and did not know what to do.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty horrendous comment to make. Could Lacey have avoided her tragic end? The comment said. Another netizen points out, they didn't even have her in a private room ignoring her. Like, they walked by her every single day and watched what happened. That's disgusting. That's not denial. And another big thing to note, the parents weren't so in over their heads that they didn't have time or energy to be a part of the community. They always showed themselves in a very positive light to their neighbors and colleagues. They were very much active in social life. So they seemed involved in
What's better than a cheesy
More
bite?
ads.
Cheese in every bite. That's
So
why
many
we
food.
invented
in other interpersonal relationships. So they had the energy for that.
Yeah, and the fact that it's been so many years, it's like every day it's a decision. Every minute, every
Yes.
hour is a decision that they're making
And it's only
to
getting
not to save her life.
and more painful for her
Yeah.
to be alive in that state too.
Exactly.
So now we head into the third theory. The Fletchers were torturing their only daughter, Lacey. This is the theory that most people, including law enforcement, seem to believe. A lot of it has to do with the fact that Sheila even outright lied to the police, stating that Lacey's last meal was the sandwich and the Cheetos, and we know that's not true. And there are two versions of this theory. I would say that law enforcement probably believe the latter theory, but the former theory, I'm going to run through it. The first version is that people believe that something traumatic happened to Lacey, and then it spiraled into this. So this is very conspiracy vibes. This is based off of zero evidence, just from what little facts we know about the case. Some netizens have kind of spun together a theory of what they think might have happened. The first theory is that she was somehow injured. She had some sort of brain injury, and all she could do was sit there. Or a traumatic event caused something in her brain to shift. Like SA could be an example of a traumatic event. And I know that SA is a wild theory to just throw out there. Some netizens believe this theory a bit more because Clay and Sheila went to see Dr. Bickham in 2010. They stated that Lacey was acting differently, and some people who have been sexually abused will try and make themselves seem repulsive to their attacker, like they refuse to wash. or they will have kind of a drastic shift in their personality because of the trauma. Which still is very crazy theory just to toss around, but I don't think that anyone is trying to string together heinous things for the sake of it. I think people are genuinely trying to understand how this could happen to someone and how evil someone has to be to just watch it happen. Anyway, the theory continues that after a traumatic event, whether it be SA or some sort of physical injury, Lacey was no longer the same. And maybe the theory is her parents caused that shift in some way, shape, or form. And they can't get her help because she might tell someone. They can't get her admitted because she might tell someone. So they just sit her down on the couch. And from there, her legs start atrophying and it escalates into the situation where they still do not want to get her help. There's also a theory that she was tied to the couch in that position until her legs naturally atrophied, and that is, again, purely a theory. There is zero evidence that she was tied to the couch on or before the day she died, but she was on the couch for the past 12 years, and like we said, within the first year, her legs were probably paralyzed and stuck in that position. So we don't know if maybe the first year she was on that couch, she could have been tied up. Who's to say? So the conspiracy is, something bad happened, parents don't want it to get out, Lacey is forced onto couch till her legs atrophy, parents kept Lacey alive to torture her. Again, this is purely based on theory and not fact. Now, one aspect that people cannot get over is the fact that Lacey was found nude, except the shirt pulled over her chest. The nude part, maybe the parents stopped dressing her because they knew that she would just soil herself again, but why not let her have her top on? Why was it pulled up above her chest? Did it hurt the wounds on her back? Because then they said that she wasn't in pain and she never said that she was in pain. So why would it be pulled up? It just feels extra degrading. Like either take it all the way off or pull it down. I guess a lot of people have been reading into it. It feels very humiliating. The other theory is something was going on with Lacey where she was terrified to leave the couch, but the parents believed that she was just being a difficult teenager. So they stubbornly told her, fine, sit on the couch then. And they started torturing her basically out of spite. Even before Lacey passed with just sofa foam and feces in her stomach, she was malnourished. It was chronic. So that means over time, Lacey was not getting enough nutrients or food. So the parents, they're going out to eat. They're going on trips. They're going away for the weekends, hanging out with friends. Lacey was alone, starving. That sounds like torture. Some people think that even the toilet seat and the cleaning supplies being so close to the couch was a form of psychological torture. Like, look at everything you could use if you just get up, but you can't. Because why was it there? I mean, it's really clear. Like, half of her body has disintegrated and melted. What do you mean get up to use the restroom? I think anyone with a brain, in my opinion, would know that she cannot get up to use that toilet, even if it's pulled up right next to the couch. She can't even move her position. And a lot of people argue the teeth thing, that's not the parents being in denial. That feels like torture. That feels like you're keeping her alive to prolong some sort of torture. Like, this is no way for a parent to see their child live. But if that's the case, why would Sheila call 911 when Lacey died? Most people didn't even know the Fletchers had a daughter, and the ones who did, they thought that she moved away and started her own life. Nobody was suspicious of the Fletchers in any way. Why wouldn't they just dispose of her body, even bury her in the backyard? Who would know? One neighbor reported that someone might have forced Sheila to call the police. And just to preface, there is no proof about what I'm about to say, but there's a running theory based off of an allegation given by a third party that is not involved, so take it with a bottle of salt. Allegedly, Sheila didn't call 911 because Lacey's heart stopped and she wanted her to be saved or wanted the authorities to know that her daughter was dead. Allegedly, there was a neighbor who peeked through their window that last day on January 3rd, saw Lacey on the couch, and told the Fletchers, what the hell is going on inside your house? Like maybe they had come over to knock on the door and they didn't answer or something, or they had looked through the window when the Fletchers had gone away for New Year's. We don't know. But they threatened the Fletchers, if you don't call the cops, I'm gonna call the cops. So Sheila was forced to call 911 and report Lacey being dead.
The timing of that, though.
Yeah, that's what one of the neighbors had stated that they were told. We have no idea if this is true. Either way, one netizen commented on this case and said, I think her parents are liars. And considering the lotions and other toiletries that were reportedly found near the sofa with clean clothes, I believe some sort of psychological torture was happening in conjunction with the prolonged starvation. And there's something else that bothers me. If the media is correct about Lacey and she was found almost completely nude, her top pulled up above her chest, why? Was this an attempt to further humiliate her? And as unlikely as it may sound given the circumstances, was she SA'd? This is all speculation, of course. We will have to wait for the trial for the truth to come out. That is what a comment says. Now, other commentators say, I believe one Fletcher will turn on the other in hopes of not dying in prison. But I guess none of the theories really answer every question neatly. And again, they're just theories, just lingering questions. And another one is, how did the parents live with the smell? How did nobody smell it on them? So to try and answer that question, maybe the parents developed olfactory fatigue, nose blindness. It's when your nose gets so used to a certain smell that you can no longer smell it. Actually, we do this all the time. So it's like how your eyes can technically see your nose 24/7, but our brains block it out. Our nose can smell our own house scent, but our nose blocks it out so that if there's any other form of scent, like a dangerous, so the toast is burning, we can smell it better instead of becoming overstimulated. So maybe that can explain why the Fletchers were able to live with that smell, but what about the other people? How could they not smell it on them? Oddly, no one ever reported a smell coming from the Fletchers or the house. The Fletchers were finally arrested, and Dr. Bickham, the coroner, had fought to get a team of medics on standby outside the courtroom while pictures of Lacey were being viewed by the jury, just in case. He said, the jurors are storekeepers, farmers. Many of them have never been exposed to this kind of stuff, so I need a medical team to be outside the courtroom. The DA stated that the photos left the courtroom speechless. He said, when I was presenting the case and showed the pictures and gave the timeline, the expressions of the grand jury was utter shock. Like the clock on the wall never moved again. There was just complete silence. Some jurors were gasping in horror. Some were just staring out in disbelief. So this was not the actual trial. The jury were there to decide whether or not the parents would be charged with manslaughter, negligent homicide, or second-degree murder. Negligent homicide is when someone's criminally negligent behavior causes another person's death. But the requirement, I guess you could say, is that that person responsible failed to realize that their behavior was so dangerous that it could kill someone. Like the intent was not to kill. One of the most notable cases would be an Air Peru flight that crashed and killed 70 passengers and crew. To oversimplify it, pilots and crew realized that something was wrong while they were flying. They were way too low in altitude, but they didn't know that. So their reading instruments were off. And it's because a maintenance staff of this flight team had put adhesive tape on static static ports of some of the instruments while they were cleaning and forgot to take it off. And these static ports are so important on telling the pilot how high up they were. So when they tried to do an emergency landing, they fell into the Pacific Ocean and they all passed. He was charged with negligent homicide. So it is ingrained in flight staff. Make sure nothing is covering the static ports. But because of his negligent behavior, people died. But he never had the intent, like he didn't have a manifesto in his house of like, I'm gonna kill people. This is the lightest of the 3 charges that were on the table for Lacey Fletcher's case. The sentencing for negligent homicide is typically 0 to 5 years. Manslaughter is very similar to negligent homicide in the sense that someone's behavior caused another person's death, but it is also done so without premeditation or
Hulu and Disney Plus are better
Lots of
together
ads.
for one low price. The Disney Bundle with Hulu and Disney Plus.
or intent, meaning nobody sat there thinking, if I do action A, I'm gonna kill person B, so I need to do action A because my goal is to kill person B. The idea is more, oops, I did action A for whatever reason and it ended up killing person B. So for example, voluntary manslaughter, a good example would be if you come home and you see your wife in bed with another man. You grab a lamp and in your fit of passion and anger because you were provoked into this response, you slam the lamp down on the man's head and he dies. So there is a level of risk, recklessness associated with manslaughter, but you weren't coming home on the drive thinking, I can't wait to kill this person. I need to kill this person. A lot of it comes from the provocation, like you were in a crime of passion almost. The sentencing for manslaughter is typically anywhere between 0 to 40 years. And then the third charge that was being considered for this case, the harshest of the 3, was second-degree murder, which is intentional homicide that is not premeditated. If it's premeditated, it would be first-degree murder. An example of second-degree murder would be you're burglarizing someone's home and the homeowner comes home and you accidentally kill them. You didn't go in there with the intent to kill anyone. You're not trying to be a murderer, you're just trying to make some money, right? But you went there to rob the homeowner and then you killed them. You knew the risks associated with robbing someone. So to compare, for manslaughter, you come home, your wife's cheating on you, it's the heat of the moment. There's a shock of emotion that might have led you to do something. When you're burglarizing someone's house and the homeowner comes home, you can't argue, I was in the heat of the moment, I wasn't expecting them to come home. It's their home, you knew that there is a chance that they could come home.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly the definition of
Second-degree murder. It's murder, yeah. So, you know, there is intent, but there's not necessarily premeditation of like, we're gonna go into their house, rob their valuables, and then kill them.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the DA was fighting for second-degree murder charges, which a lot of people wanted to see first-degree murder, but I guess legally second-degree murder made the most sense, and it could lead to a life sentence. The DA argued with the jury, we don't treat animals or neglect even our pets in that way. If we have an animal in that condition, you take them to the vet. If you're not capable of providing the care for that pet, you get help. You can't say Lacey wasn't in pain. On murder, you have to have intent. Did they want to kill Lacey? I want to say yeah, they wanted to kill her. Lacey hadn't seen a doctor in 20 years. The jury said they would be indicted and charged with second-degree murder. So the parents will be tried. They have pled not guilty, and it doesn't seem like there's a trial date set yet, but it does seem to be like it'll be sometime in 2024. We will keep an eye out on that. It's just, it's a lot. Both of Fletcher's bail were set at $300,000 each. They used a bondsman, which means they had to put up around 12% of that bail, so they would have needed $72,000 in cash to cover for the both of them, which they paid, and again, shows that if they really wanted to help Lacey, they could, to a degree, afford to help her. The couple's attorney, Stephen Moore, released a statement on behalf of the parents, and he said, they don't want to relive the pain of losing a child through the media. Yeah.
wow.
They have been through a lot of heartache over the years. Anyone who has lost a child knows what it's like.
Oh my God, don't even start on that. I
Yeah.
think that's even more triggering for parents to hear that.
All I saw were parents on Reddit, like,
Yeah.
ready for blood.
Yeah.
The couple also went to post on Facebook in just one sentence, Mom and Dad love you so much, about Lacey's death. They never mentioned Lacey's passion for Disney, her favorite country song, the way she loved to be active and move her body or engage in sports. Nothing. One Redditor wrote, Lacey's parents horrify me. How could they allow this to happen? They insist that she chose this life. If so, she wasn't in her right mind to choose. They had a duty to help her and not stubbornly say, fine, there then, until it became a living nightmare. That was absolutely evil in my opinion. If this was about pride, it's just as evil as if they tied her to the couch. If they restrained Lacey, it was sadism. It was still sadism even if they didn't restrain her because empathy and love would soften their hearts to not allow Lacey to suffer and be degraded like that. Other netizens just simply commented on this case. There is no excuse. There is no explanation. What are your thoughts on this? And if you're a parent, do you have any extra thoughts on what it's like to be a parent?
That's crazy. Let's watch something not as sad. Let's see. Let's go with this one. Some good
If you're
food.
taking a trip with your friends, why pay for 4 hotel rooms to stay apart from your friends? Get an Airbnb and stay together for less.
Oh wait. Yeah, let's watch food.
There are many different ways to cook proteins, and I've done quite a few. Some are crazier than the others, but I'll tell you one thing. These are the weirdest way of cooking any type of meat. I can't believe it's actually a thing. Today we're gonna find out if these things are actually good or bad. I'm excited because not only
I really
am I
want a
watching
good
it, we're also
steak.
making every single one of them and tasting it. I have no idea what to expect, but I'll tell you one thing. I'm excited. So she got a nice, beautiful chicken breast. If you can say that, that's beautiful. Okay, cut some slashes on the chicken.
Scoring it.
Then she immediately starts searing it. I'll tell you one thing. That crust is
Yeah, that looks good.
nice. I gotta tell you, that's looking real good.
What's that?
Honey. Wow, that chicken is looking phenomenal. with millions and millions of views.
I
cannot
don't really
wait to
like
try this.
sweet
Is it gonna be a good
chicken,
one
so
or a bad one? Well, let's find out right now. And just like
I don't think I would be a fan of that.
the first thing to do is to make the cuts. And the
I like a
key
good
here
like
is to go all the way
katsu.
through. As you can see, once I was done, it almost looks like
Katsu.
a hedgehog. Hopefully it's gonna be great. For the seasoning, I went with salt and pepper, nothing else. As the next step is to roll it in some flour. Make sure to get a good amount. In the end, take a look. I made sure to get it in the crevices. As now it was time to get
It looks like it would be good if
added some oil followed by butter. As soon as
you put some batter on it,
the key here is
like
to
deep
get a nice
fried it.
golden brown color. And as you know, if you add flour, you will definitely achieve that. I'll be honest with you, the butter also helps.
Reminds me of blooming onion.
A good amount of chopped garlic in there. And keeping it under low heat, it was time to add a good amount of maple syrup. Now that is looking fantastic. But we're not done yet, as I added some soy sauce followed by apple cider vinegar. The key now was to let everything reduce, as we want a nice thick sauce. Because once that happened, I went ahead and added some chives and immediately started to baste the chicken. Now the smell that was coming out of the steam was absolutely insane. So after basting it for a while, my chicken was ready. And
One
this
day,
looks phenomenal.
I want to do a
Let's be
cooking
honest, it is
stream.
an untraditional way of serving chicken. But the big question is,
But I just don't want to move my setup, like a tripod, my camera.
We're about to find out real short.
Honestly, I could.
What the next hack was.
This is
But-
a steak accordion, sliced once the short way, then diagonally nearly all the way through, dramatically increasing the surface area for more crust and seasonings to penetrate. The result is a show-stopping steak that somehow feels way bigger and more satisfying to eat.
Let's see, let's put this
Looks actually pretty good.
For this one, I chose to go with the greatest meat I had available. And we're talking about the Wagyu picanha. The key here is
Yeah,
to
you saw some of the stuff that I cooked before
cut on this side, I flipped it up,
in the Discord.
to the next. And as you can clearly see, this
That'd be fun
and it
to
looks
cook one of those
absolutely
things
horrendous. But the idea is that it's going to give you maximum crust. Well, let's see
on
about
stream.
that. As for the seasoning, I chose to go with a good amount of
I want us
salt
to
on
do
my
like
chili
new
powder, pepper, and
recipes.
garlic powder. Then it was time to grill. The key here is to put it on a very hot fire. And for that, nothing
That's
is better than
the
charcoal.
future.
Cooking this steak
One
takes
day.
no time at all. But I'll be honest with you, moving this floppy thing is just uncomfortable. However, when it's getting closer to being done, it's starting to look nice. As once I was happy with it, take a look. We maximized the crust, but the question is this going to be better than the traditional method of cooking steaks? Well, I'm a little bit skeptical, but as I take my cut, you can clearly see that we still got a little bit of pinkness inside. That is a good thing, but it all comes down to the taste. That was interesting, and I cannot wait to taste it, but now, let's jump on to the next. So he basically chopped everything super fine, so he's basically using a very inexpensive cut of meat, and then he sliced it all up. Then use the chopstick and grill it. I don't know, man, I'm a little bit skeptical about this, but we're going to use the cheapest meat there is, and we're going to put this to the test right now. For this one, I went with
Iron,
First
yeah.
was to cut out some steaks out of this. Trimming it nice and small was the way to go, and you can clearly see that it is still partly frozen. That's the best thing to do with this method. Once I was done, it almost looks like a deli slicer, because now it was time to put it all together. And for that, I used
That
the
looks
skewer and
good.
went all the way in. Then I trimmed out the edges real good and made it look like a squared steak. As now it was time to get it seasoned. For that, I went with a good amount
Reminds me
of
of
salt, by
what?
freshly ground black pepper
What is
and
it?
garlic powder.
Lamb?
Once I got it completely seasoned, it was time
This
to
is this kind of
I
meat.
started to cook it nice and
Lamb
gentle.
skin?
Hopefully
No.
using charcoal is just going to give an awesome flavor.
I forget.
to this.
There's like
Go
a
ahead, check it out. I
meat
can't say it was
just like
perfectly
that.
cooked, because like I mentioned before, it's gonna
They
be
cut
really
it thin and
good
put it on the
nice crust whenever
skewers.
you're using lean cuts
I
of
can't
meat.
recall the
The
name
big
right now.
surprise for me was when I cut it in half. Take a look. This method might give a wonderful texture to the meat, but since there's crevices between it, you will absolutely overcook everything. But hopefully, the texture of this will be fantastic. We're gonna taste it real soon.
Yeah, it'll make it a little more tender, I think.
Okay. Notice that he goes only halfway.
Because it's just like such thin pieces. What? What?
God. I gotta give it a try. I gotta give it a try right now. This one
Yo.
was pretty straightforward. We got a nice skinless pork belly. Then the first thing to do is to make cuts just like this. The key here is not to go all the way through.
That looked really
Once that's
good.
done, I immediately flipped it to the other side and did the same exact thing. As in the end, I maximized the amount of crust I can have. Next up, to get it seasoned. For that, I used my barbecue rub. Now into the oil it goes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. The key here is to avoid anything getting burned. Because in the end, take a look. Nicely cooked pork belly, and I cannot wait to give it a try. So I went ahead, chopped it up, and it looks like this one is gonna be real good. But I cannot wait to find out which
That
one is
actually
gonna
looks
be best
really
and
good.
which
My
one
mouth
is
is
just a
watering
bad
right now.
idea, as I was really excited about the next hack. We got chicken breast again. Ooh, that look a little sus, everybody, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, that's a genius idea. It just looks kind of funny, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, sear the chicken really good, and then she goes ahead and makes some type of stuffing to go inside of that pocket and bake in the oven. I gotta tell you, everybody, that looks delicious. Is it as good as it looks? Or is this a complete disaster? Well, let's find out right now. So I started with a good old chicken breast. The key of making this pocket is to go little by little. So once I did the first cut going straight down, I started
Looks
to
like
make
the
edges,
chicken would
cleaning
dry
it up
out
little by little so that I don't go all the way
a
through.
lot.
And surprisingly, it was quite easy to do. As you can see, once I was done, I had a nice pocket. Next up was to boil up some aluminum foil and wrap it around parchment paper. Once that was done, I added into the pocket. And for the seasoning, I chose to use my barbecue rub. I made sure to add a good amount. The last thing I want is for the chicken to be flavorless. As you can see, I seasoned every single edge of this chicken, as now it was time to get cooking. So I threw in some avocado oil into the pan and started to sear. I kept it under medium heat, and that's because my rub has a little bit of sugar on it. You don't want anything to burn. A nice golden brown color is what you want. And as that was happening, it was time for me to go ahead and start it on the filling. So I went in with some cream cheese, followed by garlic, chives, mozzarella, and bacon. Mix everything well and my filling was ready. Next up, I put the chicken on a cooling rack and removed the aluminum foil. As I went in with the filling, I made sure to add a good amount. To top it off, I added some more mozzarella cheese, made a little indentation, and went in with my egg yolk. As now the next thing to do was to go ahead and put it on the broiler so that everything will melt.
Old Spice shampoo smells
See,
great.
it
and
looks
helps keep
good,
your hair
but
thick and healthy looking.
like I said, I think it would be really dry. The chicken.
out together. And once the time was up, take a look. Gotta be honest with you, the weirdest chicken breast I've ever cooked in my life. The question is this worth it? I honestly have no idea, as I'm afraid the chicken got completely dried out when we made the pocket. But again, because of the
my
filling that
thoughts
was in,
exactly.
I'm not quite sure. We're about to find out real shortly. As now I say,
It looks juicy though.
It is time to try all of these viral meat hacks. So let's do it. All right, everybody, and here we got our
They had the
beautiful meats.
luckiest
I don't know
job.
what's going on here, but there's a lot of strange things on the table right now.
So these are weird techniques,
They do-
internet viral videos.
They do
have
more
come up
than
with,
just.
and
They have
I'll
like
be honest,
actual
I haven't
jobs and
tried any
stuff.
of them, so I'm very
And I think
excited
they
to see
help
if they're
at
gonna
it.
work or if they're not gonna work.
But
People your age still use TikTok?
they just go and eat.
Damn. I'm sorry, bro. I love you. Come on.
I want
They
to know
eat
your
the
honest
best
opinion.
stuff.
So believe it or not, this one is chicken. Let's give it a try. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Damn. Okay, chicken that has a lot of flavor. Nice.
Wow.
That filling in the chicken completely
All right.
transforms this. It has so much flavor, so much texture. It's very crumbly, a little garlicky, a little bacon, a little smoky.
This was not a good idea. My mouth is watering right
There's a
now.
lot of greens in that filling, but it's pretty good.
That one is good. We recommend
So
it. Let's
chicken.
jump into the next one. Let's go. Now, there's two things that we love in a steak. One, it must be cooked to medium rare, and the other one, we love a crust.
At least we got one thing.
And see, that's what I'm saying. You got one thing right. You got good crust. I don't know about the medium rare.
This thing looked gray and sad.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Yeah, I definitely like my steak.
Don't mess with my picanha, bro.
Medium or medium rare.
What do you think?
I need a Google translation right now. No offense, this is the worst version of picanha we've ever had on the channel. This is the weirdest looking picanha and the weirdest tasting picanha. It's not juicy, it's not tender.
I want to try picanha one day. It looks really good.
As you're cooking it, you're definitely going to get that
I've only had like the basic steaks, like filet mignon, sirloin, T-bone,
Enough talking, let's give it a try. Cheers, everybody.
New York strip.
Oh, you said that's eye round?
That's an eye round.
That eye round is more tender than the picanha.
It is.
What the hell?
That's messed up.
Porterhouse. Porterhouse was good
It
because
is
it's just
tender,
a
it does
thick
taste good, and
T-bone.
I'm mad that it was better than the picanha.
It is tender because obviously it got sliced like there was no tomorrow.
Yeah, it's already chewed for you.
Now, are you guys ready?
Yeah,
for
that's what I was
the
saying.
next one?
It's gonna be super tender because of how thinly it was sliced.
Let's give it a try. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Oh, that's great.
That is incredible.
That sauce is delicious. It's actually
Oh, that's
super
not the one I
tender,
thought
and
it
it's got
was.
the flavor on it. The sauce kind of gives it the juice it needs.
And the sauce stuck to it because of all the crevices.
It gives a little sweetness, plus that breading on it really absorbed all that saucy goodness, so you get that wonderful flavor with every bite of the chicken. And it's pissing me off that the chicken is doing better than the steak on this video.
Treat the picanha with respect.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. That chicken is broken. And chicken got fixed big time.
Yeah, that one tastes very fixed.
So this one gets 2 thumbs up. That's how good it is. Highly recommend you giving it a try. You won't regret it, and it's definitely better than your plain old chicken breast. I'm ready for the last one.
Is this supposed to be
I mean, if you had,
Yes, it's
if you
an
had,
Napoleon, so this is from
if
my
you've had a T-bone, then you've had a New York strip and what's the other cut? Because a T-bone is like a T, and then there's 2 parts of meat, right? The bigger part is a New York strip, and the other part is that the sirloin. There's another cut. So like I said like a porterhouse and a T-bone are the same thing, but a porterhouse is thicker. So I said like several different cuts of steak, but they're just different, like put different parts, put in different ways. So that's why I said I didn't have many types. But apparently, like from what I hear, picanha is like amazing. And obviously, I'm sure you've had eye round and stuff, but without even knowing it, like they use that in like the steaks for like any like fast food, like Chinese place, they probably using like eye round or skirt steak in their stuff. So when you order steak from like a fast food or like fast casual kind of place, they're usually using those kind of cuts of meat. But yeah.
My good friend Max.
Max is still young, so it's okay that he's on TikTok.
Bombastic side eye.
Yo, what the hell?
Let's see what this one looks like.
Cheers, everybody.
This one looks really good.
That's good.
I don't know what kind of crazy stuff you did to it, but it tastes great.
Tastes amazing.
The crunch is there, the softness of the fat is there.
And
it
there's
has a
like the
wonderful flavor.
tomahawk
I don't know what
steak.
weird thing you did to it,
I
but
never
it
had that
tastes
one. I want to
I
try
agree.
it.
The good thing about this one is there's only 2 ingredients: Ruga's rub and pork belly.
That's impressive.
It's a cowboy.
Juicy. It's got a little crunch
A
on top.
cowgirl.
Really flavorful.
So now, guys, which one is your number 1 pick?
Oh, bro, I hate to say it, but the chicken.
That
Actually, I think I
banana
have
chicken, everybody, that looks like
a lot of
rodeo. That
cuts.
one is
Now that I think
absolutely
about it.
delicious. You definitely should give it a try. What's your number 2?
I think this one.
Absolutely, I agree right here. Number 3.
Right now that I'm hungry, let's move on to something else. Let's go to Nintendo.
Level up your gaming space with metal posters from Displate.
This video is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform for build.
So he's one of the PokeTubers that I watch. I like to watch Shady Penguin, 100%. He's like the OG. Nintendo. And he also has another channel, Original 151. United Gamer. Game Boy Luke. Yeah.
building your brand and growing your business online. These are random starter Pokemon, but I can only see their feet when I'm choosing one. After my friend and I pick a full team of 6 Pokemon, we're gonna battle. I like that shirt, dude.
Thanks, my mom got it for me.
How's she doing?
Yeah, she's doing good.
Rest of the family's doing well?
Yeah.
He's also really cool.
Actually, this might be the last video of 2023 or the first video of 2024, so isn't that crazy?
I guess, logistically speaking, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna spin around and show you your feet first. These are your first pair of feet, if you can call them that.
Okay,
No,
those
that's
are clearly
fusion.
You know, you think you know that, but you actually don't even know. You're the problem with Gen Z.
I'm not Gen Z.
You're just not millennial.
Yeah, I am.
Bro, I am the tail end of millennial, 1996. Don't start with me. Here are your second pair of feet, Gen Z.
Oh my god.
I'm
Okay.
second guess. Yeah, no.
First of all, 96. That's like
I
that's
wouldn't
like
have guessed
my
my
age.
bat.
That's you're the baby boomers.
Here are your final set of feet. Now, Frank, you can guess one of these Pokemon correctly, and you can.
I would have guessed the first one because that's the only one I knew.
Whichever starter Pokemon you inevitably choose.
I'm gonna guess Scovillain on that last one.
You would guess correct. Congratulations.
Nice.
Now, which starter are you gonna pick, buddy?
I think I'll go with the first one.
Let us say Basculete.
Okay, Choice Scarf, Storm Drain, Platoon Wave Crash, Airbass.
Dude, I'm so
pretty
down
cool.
for that.
Your middle toes were a Noibat.
Okay, I never would have gotten that. I am happy with a Basculete Legion with any ability.
If you guys don't know Frank, aka Asteroid Videos, you already know he's gonna do some weird shit. I'm excited for it.
And trust me, I got some crazy strats.
But you chose Storm Drain for that? I'm gonna have to mix it. Storm Drain is. What's Storm Drain doing? I forget. I want to say it is always water type moves.
Bring it on.
All right, let's take a look at yours.
Nice water
Ooh.
sword, never mind.
Stinky feet?
A little bit. You might have a hygiene issue.
Maybe some athlete's foot?
Yeah, or maybe just a lack of foot entirely. Your first.
Alright.
First one.
Nothing.
Alright, listen. How am I supposed to decipher what the fuck that is?
He doesn't have feet. I don't know what to tell you. He doesn't have feet.
You gotta give me something. Give me his underbelly. Give me something to work with.
Okay.
People are gonna be playing along with this. Everyone just threw their iPads down and had an outrage. For that, dude.
There's your actual first one.
What the hell?
Yeah. That's his underbelly.
Alright, it's some sort of rock creature.
Your next one.
What the fuck are those?
I'm doing really
Ain't no
bad.
way that
I'm really
Pokemon
bad at
actually
this.
walking. It's gotta be able to fly in some capacity. Come on, give me something good. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. Get it?
Your last one.
Oh, I know what that one is.
Yeah,
Oh,
that one's a
the
little more obvious.
okay.
Alright, I'm gonna guess the last
I
one is
wasn't thinking
Slitherwing.
that.
That is correct.
You got me nervous
I
there.
was thinking Crabominable.
For a second with the I'm gonna pick the middle Pokemon.
You not picking Slitherwing is crazy. You got a Banette.
I'll take a Banette. You know, I thought that was Banette, but I didn't know if Banette was in the game. Banette with
What was that? Me.
Pokemon.
You not picking Slitherwing is crazy. You got a Banette.
I'll take a Banette.
Pure Power. Shut us.
No, I thought that was Banette, but I didn't know if Banette was in this game. Banette with any ability, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you could have had Slitherwing with any ability, but that's
I didn't
cool,
want
I guess.
a Slitherwing.
I just can't believe you'd go for that. You knew it was Slitherwing.
Interesting.
I'm not a huge Slitherwing fan. What was the first one?
First one was a Alolan Geodude.
What did I say? A rock. He's in this game too? Yo, you know another thing that you can't believe?
I can't believe a lot of things.
Bro, I'm wearing jeans. I'm wearing jeans right now. This is the first time in a Nintendo
Whoa.
video I'm ever wearing jeans.
It just doesn't even look real.
Anyway, I'm very happy with my Banette with any ability. How's your week? What'd you do?
Mods.
Riveting. What else?
I have a very interesting life.
Spinning around! My brother in Christ. I think you just got a shiny.
No way.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a shiny. Congratulations.
Cool.
That's your first Pokemon.
Okay, that's looking like I don't know. That one's hard.
I don't know the final evolution name of this Pokemon. What are you?
Grappalock.
Is that your official guess? Because it would be wrong.
Just trying to think of a Pokemon you don't know.
There you go, dude. Don't even ask how I got that photo.
Masquerade.
Oh, but I got it.
That's not even a photo.
Yep.
It's so tiny.
That's all you get.
What the hell? Okay.
Hold on, you got one more option.
Okay, I know. I'm just thinking. I have a guess.
I guess I have a guess. Yo, for those of you that don't know, they're your.
Wait. I was gonna say like Octozolt or one of those, but I don't know if they're in this game.
Final feet. I had
One of those
I
fossils.
actually thought Nintendo
Oh, nope.
was gonna fucking die Nintendo.
I'm gonna lock in Espeon for the first one.
That is incorrect. I am so sorry.
Okay, you know what? The sound effect is unnecessary.
I figured I would help out my
It's
editor.
just
All right, just throwing
disrespectful.
a
It's
couple
just
sound effects. That's all I
disrespectful.
wanted to do, me personally.
In real time, it's just a little bit disrespectful.
I understand. I won't click another button unless you tell me I can click another button.
Okay.
You let me know when I can click a button.
I'm gonna pick the shiny.
All right, you got a shiny Meowscarada. Congratulations.
Oh, wow.
All right, your first Pokemon was a Sylveon. You were right there. I was getting really stressed. I had to keep on a good poker face.
Oh, no.
And then your final Pokemon was a Zapdos.
Is that real?
No, it was a Prinplup. I just wanted to see your reaction.
I thought Zapdos for a second. Okay, I'm cool with that. Let's go ahead and take a look at yours. Yeah, these are definitely Pokemon.
That is what we're doing. We're, in Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it felt very Pokemon-like. Something Game Freak inspired.
Can I push a button?
Go for it.
You're a freak. Wait, wrong button. Let's start that again. You're a freak. So.
All right. Your first one.
What in the...
Bergmite.
If you don't get that one, you definitely get this one.
Nah,
Got it.
toenails are crazy.
Totera.
Dude.
Nah, you know that one. Come on.
I feel like I don't know that one, brother.
No, you definitely do. It's not a great round for
And Toxicroak.
me. I'll just say that.
2 for 3.
I know who that is.
Yeah.
That's the middle red toe bandit if I've ever seen him.
It is weird how one of his toes is just...
You never notice these things until you check out the feet. Like, I really feel like we as a community have really helped the viewers out to notice these minute details on a Pokemon toe.
You don't appreciate toes until you stare at them.
When we teach people these niche things, if there's ever a scenario where someone has a fucking gun to their head, tell me what this Pokemon has a the toe in the middle, you die, and your family. Toxicroak.
You'd be saving a lot of lives that day, because that is correct.
Thank you. You see that? I'm saving the world, bro. One feet video at a time. I'm gonna pick the first one.
You got a Bergmite.
Why do I not know what a Bergmite is? Hold on.
Pre-evo of Avalug. You also could have had a Torterra.
Torterra was the middle one?
Yeah, he's got the big stone feet.
Yeah, that is fucking Torterra. You left out his fucking other toe.
I thought it was guess the Pokemon by their toes, not their entire lower
Nah,
body.
you know what game we're playing. Ready for the next round? Now we'll get back to looking at feet in a second. But for now, I want to officially introduce you guys to our new puppy, Aerie. She's an Italian Greyhound. She is so adorable. And I'm so obsessed with my puppy that I want to make her her very own website. Do you want a website? Well, Squarespace can help with that. Oh, thank you. With Squarespace, you can turn any idea of yours into a reality. Exactly. So this is Aerie's blog. Here I can post her adorable pictures, what kind of cute outfit she wears, pretty much anything I want to upload for people to see. Another awesome thing about Squarespace is their pre-built layouts. You can quickly add and easily create a professional-looking webpage to showcase your content. And if I'm making a webpage for my beautiful little girl, it's gonna look professional, damn it. And if you want to hear the specifics of what you can do with Squarespace, you can upload text, photos, videos, audio galleries, products, newsletters, sign-ups, appointments, calendars, tour dates, reservations, menus, forms, maps, links, files, please don't bite that, social links, buttons, quotes, custom codes, charts, and more. No matter what kind of website you want to make, whether it's personal or for business, Squarespace is all the hard work for you. You can make a website for your online store, sell a course, set up a subscription service. You want to set up a subscription service? Whatever you want, the possibilities are endless. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, just go to squarespace.com/Nintendo to save 10% on your first purchase of a website or domain. Isn't that a great deal, Larry? I agree. Thank you guys so much for checking out Squarespace. Now let's get back to the video. Oh, fuck me.
Oh, come on.
Fortress.
I gave you everything.
What did you? Oh, Fortress.
I was
Has
gonna say Graveler, but no, Graveler has feet.
Your second pair of feet.
You really couldn't have gotten a big.
Galarian Articuno.
Your photo? What the hell? I can't even tell what that is.
What do you mean? That's very good resolution. You're being very nitpicky. Also, there's your third pair.
I don't know.
Feet.
It looks like his micro penis. I can't even see it.
I literally told you to bring a magnifying glass.
Are those even feet? What are
they're
they?
feet, bro.
It doesn't even look like feet.
Listen, you gotta just take a guess. What happened? Why are you stressing out?
No, I'm trying to pull it up on another monitor so I can see it.
I thought your footage stopped recording or something.
I don't have a single clue what that second one is. The last one, dude, these are all brutal. Last one, I'm gonna guess is Elgium.
What? Incorrect.
Wow. I literally don't know what else it could be. And the middle one, I'm just gonna take that one.
You just got a Galarian Articuno. A reaction would be great, you know, for the viewers and everybody watching. We're not just like in a call right now hanging out.
I'm so happy about that, but I'm looking at the photo and I can't even see it.
So the other two were Fortress, and your last one was Shroomish.
I'm so down for Articuno. Here are your starters. Let's go ahead and turn around. Oh, God.
Oh, we're getting holy in this round?
Yeah, let's just say you got your own lotto ticket here.
You know what they call me? Lottery Tendo.
Yeah.
They actually call me Wintendo, because all I do is win the lottery.
Was that a Pitbull reference?
I don't know what the f that was. I'm gonna be honest. I just took a shot.
This one I feel like is...
It's the new starter. Just I think it's second stage. Not for Coco, but the middle one.
Pretty manageable.
Oh, I got that in 2 seconds. Do you want me to do a bad
Big brain.
ass play? Just guess that right now.
Yeah, go for it.
Wait, what the fuck is his name?
You know what it is.
No, I know what it is. It's fucking Crocodile.
Yeah, it's Crocodile.
What up, bitch? Alright, give me my next two, baby.
The next one, that one's also...
Nope. Go back. Thank you.
Pretty stinky.
Oh,
And then your last
Pichu.
one, this one's tough. This one's real tough.
Is it Miraidon?
Alright, give me the Miraidon, baby, with any ability I want.
Miraidon with any
Mewtwo.
That's actually insane.
And you know what else is insane? You can save yourself 10% off at gamersubs.gg when you use code Vinny.
Are we gonna sponsor?
Well, it was a quick one, but yes.
Cool.
Round number 4. You're getting really unlucky.
It's not great knowing you got a Miraidon in the back.
It's kind of hard to, get screenshots of these feet, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, good luck.
Here's your first one. I'm
Sandaconda.
trying to be a little bit generous here.
Oh!
Here's your second pair of feet.
What? Lickitung?
Are they feet?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Congratulations on that one. Oh, dear God. How am I even going to do this properly? I was very generous with these props. There's your third one.
Yeah.
Roly-Poly?
Yeah, no, I appreciate the generosity. I think this is not my official guess, but I feel like the first one is like Sandaconda.
Interesting.
I'm gonna lock in the first one, and I'm gonna say Sandaconda.
Congratulations, that is correct.
I need
Okay,
a
I'm
ground
not
type for
fluffy.
Miraidon.
I'm very proud of you in that round. Your other options were indeed a Love Disc and a Alolan Graveler.
Oh, here we go. Looking at you.
Did I get another legendary?
2 of them are some of the best Pokemon in the game. Your last one is like top 50.
Okay, so basically I can't go wrong.
Yeah, you really can't go wrong.
Iron Bundle.
All right, here's your first one.
All right, let's take a gander. I'll be a gangster. I'll go for the guess. What's his name? Iron Bundle.
Yep.
Woo!
I gotta do some R&D on this one.
Research and development.
Yeah, I gotta figure out what he actually
Very sure.
is. I don't know.
Yeah, you go ahead. You take your time. I got nowhere to be.
I think it's Urshifu, the dark one.
So, you know, whatever
Yeah,
you want.
no, yeah, just
Signal
play
strike.
mode. I'm just doing R&D. Whoa, whoa, okay, all right. You don't even want to know what's happening on my game right now.
Hopefully the viewers saw it, because I have no fucking idea what's going on.
Just don't worry about it.
Not worried. Do I look worried?
God, there's so much dialogue.
I do look a little worried, just a little bit.
All right, here is your next toes. Bam!
I know who that is. That's also a hand. That ain't a foot.
That's not a hand.
All right, wise guy. What
Yeah,
we got for
Signal
third?
strike
Last one
Urshifu.
doesn't have feet.
All right.
Ditto or Melmetal?
I'm just gonna pick Urshifu.
No, you
Neither.
can't.
Why?
You can't.
Why can't I? No, give me a good reason, and maybe I'll consider swapping.
You can't unless you guess the form.
Surging strikes.
God damn it.
Let's fucking go! I'm the Urshifu
Oh, was he?
master.
Wow. I was wrong.
Urshifu Rapid Strike with any ability is a crime.
I really am the feat expert. I have every Pokemon with any ability I want right now.
Honestly, it'd be kind of baller if instead of giving any ability, you just give it. It's already amazing.
I'm probably going to. Listen, I didn't say I was gonna be a nice guy. Round number 5. What do we got? Like, dude, I can't even pretend. Like, you're just getting shafted. Here's your first option.
Oh, I like him.
I want to say Galarian Zapdos.
I like him. He's a good guy.
You can't
Staraptor.
go wrong. Your second option is pretty funny. Like,
Yangoose.
funny haha. Not funny like
Don't
funny
choose.
like good joke, bud.
Close.
Here's your final. Very similar to an earlier Pokemon.
Cramorant.
Okay. Can I do some R&D on
Ducklet.
my end?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, just looking up an existing Pokemon that I have. Just trying to double check the typings. I think I know all 3 of them. The last one is a water type, but I already have a water type.
True.
First one is Staraptor, and that will also be my pick.
Congratulations!
What was the other 2? Youngoose or...
Your middle one was a Gumshoes, and your last one was a Ducklet.
All right, cool. Awesome.
Let's go. My next Pokemon options. What do we got?
They all have feet.
You know, that's step 1. Identify. Do they have feet?
Have you ever done choose the Pokemon based on their eyes?
Yeah, actually.
Have you done heads?
Typically, if you can see the Pokemon's face, you probably know what the Pokemon is. Any other ideas?
Mouths, maybe?
Mouths we could do.
I'd be down for mouths.
All right, this video gets 20,000 likes. Me and Frank will do choose your starter Pokemon by only seeing their mouths.
All right, there's your first one.
Whoa.
Cacnea.
Whoa, Nelly.
Yeah, it's kind of tough.
Should I be badass for the 3rd round in a row and guess that right now? Nah, I'll wait.
Yeah, just wait.
Cacnea. Yeah, let's go.
You're like, yeah, I'll wait.
Oh, shit, it's the little guy.
Trocadet.
I love that guy. All right, I'm trained in the feet short. I've done so many feet shorts, forget it.
This one's tough.
Oh, I know all of them. It's just a question of do I want Charcadet, Cacnea, or Gudra?
Oh, Gudra.
Give me the Charcadet.
You got a Charcadet with any ability. You had a Hisuian Gudra.
And then the first one was indeed Cacnea, huh?
Yeah.
I feel really good about that round. And you know, there's only one thing that can make me feel even better about the last round. You know what that is?
6 Pokemon with huge power.
Oh.
Wait, we still have one more. We still have one more.
Frank, it's the final countdown for the final round. You did this to me last time.
Oh.
It's time! All right, here's your first one, you bastard.
Oh.
Is that even a foot? What is
Pokemon.
that?
This Pokemon doesn't have feet.
Okay.
And unfortunately, this Pokemon doesn't have feet either, so I'm just gonna send you this. God, this, you know, for a video all about feet, there's really not even a lot of feet.
Okay, I think I know what that one is.
All right, and here's your final set of
Banana?
feet.
Christ,
That was a freebie.
No, I mean, it's a gimme. It's just not good.
I mean, you can guess that and pick another one that might be good.
All right, I'm going to guess the third one is Venonat.
That is correct.
Yeah, I'm going to lock in the middle.
You got a Varoom.
Oh, that is not what I thought it was. Okay, what was the other one?
Simple.
Venipede?
No, it was a
That's pretty
Volcarona.
No fucking way.
Yeah, Volcarona. Do you think I'm just like cheating in the video? Like, it's literally Volcarona.
He's flipped. That's not how he normally is. He's flipped.
He's literally not flipped. Here,
That's
it's
dirty.
the full fucking Volcarona. We'll just show you each fucking stage.
You flipped him. What the?
I didn't flip shit. You're the first person to ever come on this channel and yell at me for flipping Pokemon. That's bananas. Here's a flip for you. You like that flip?
All right, here's yours.
Show me the feet.
God, dude, it's just not even fair. All right, here's your first one. We're looking
Alright, got the Salazzle.
at a solid foot.
Let's get
It's
it.
not a Salazzle.
I want to be a badass and guess, but I'm not as confident in this one, so I'm going to wait this round out so I can get a full team of any ability.
Here's your next pair of toes.
I don't know.
What the f is that? That's one.
I wouldn't
of
have
their
guessed
feet, right?
walking
There's
wake.
2 feet, yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's see how you do. Let's see how you do.
All right, and then your last one doesn't have feet, but it does have something.
Oh, the teacup.
What the f I want to get a full team of any abilities, because that would be Nintendo history. I want to say that last Pokemon is a Sinistee.
You're correct.
Holy shit. Full team. Anything I want. You know what? Give me the middle one. What do we got?
Oh, great.
gosh.
You got a walking wake.
It's crazy.
Bro, it's just not. This is unreal.
You know what time it is?
I think I do.
Time to battle.
God, your team just makes me want to throw up.
You know what? I'll lead with whoever you want me to lead with, buddy.
Are you for real?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Leave that Bayonet for me.
I'm sending out the Banette. Or am I?
Even if you go behind my back, I'm chilling.
You got so much confidence when you're battling a man that literally picked every ability he wants. Boof!
Yeah.
Oh, shit. You're a dick. You sent out your dark type? You made me lead with a freaking ghost type? Actually, I'm fine with this.
Are you?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna kill you on the first turn.
I don't think that's possible.
Frame 1 Terra!
Frame 1? That's nuts. It's not even a defensive option. You're just going for a stronger ghost type attack?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought I was Terra Poison, and I'm not.
Oof. Oh, wow.
Dude, what the fuck?
Interesting.
That was the worst play I've ever seen in my
Let me
life.
keep it a fat stack.
Damn.
I went for Gunk Shot, which was super effective, and I really thought my Terra was poison.
I mean, let's be honest. Bayonet wasn't doing much.
He had pure power. He could have actually done a lot.
Okay, that would have hurt maybe.
Yeah, dude. This is a very bad situation.
Nintendo, right out the gate, throwing like a baseball.
Some say I throw like Tom Brady in his prime. What do you want
If he
me to do?
loses,
Here's the good news.
that'd be
I'm super
crazy.
effective at every move that I have on you right now. Oh, you scared, little bitch?
Yeah, that's fine. We swap out, Mr. Legion.
Go after the Mr. Legion. I'm getting out of here. Goodbye. You kind of ate that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Honestly, I wish I would have ate that better. I'm just glad you're not dark type. That worked out really well for me.
You're so concerned about my Ursha that you're not even looking at what's in front of you, Bars. Wake up and pay attention to the storm that is a-coming your way.
Realistically, what do you do here? I mean, you go for like a dragon type move, right?
Why would I go for a dragon move? I literally have Thunder Fang.
I'm gonna use a little flip turn action.
Oh, you're scared. You think walking away cares if you tickle his package?
Did you think that was supposed to do damage?
What are you typing? You doing damage counts right now?
Yeah, I'm doing research.
You doing R&D during the battle portion?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck you're gonna do.
I find it really funny that you're like, oh, can I do some R&D
Hey, what's
during
up?
the feat portion of the video?
How
But
you
during the
doing?
battle where it's actually competitive, you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna do this on my own leisure. You didn't even ask me.
Go back to boof.
Yeah, I was
Oh my God,
tired,
man.
so I didn't want to play games, so I just started to watch
Contrary, shut the front door.
some YouTube videos for a little bit.
Absolutely fucking not.
I won't shut the door. That's my new song called I Won't Shut the Door.
Contrary walking away is actually a crime.
If you can't take the heat, don't show up to the Pokemon battle. Varoom. Listen to me. Switch him out. Don't keep him in. No, listen. As your friend.
Why would I switch him out?
Send him out, please.
Either this works or I lose.
I'm telling you, it's not gonna
Hey,
work.
how you doing?
I'm trying to tell you.
How you been?
Oh, okay, we're taking that. Nice.
Oh my God, you almost died.
Yeah, you're in a good spot right now, aren't you?
Sure, only good spot. Nintendo. You better hope you got priority or something.
Big boy.
Do you just want me to get more leftovers, HP?
I got speed boost, baby.
It's not what I was thinking. Great play.
The problem is Raptor does not outspeed without speed boost, but now he does, and you're not scarfed.
You looked at my speed stats earlier, you rat?
Yeah, you're 109. I was doing R&D.
Do whatever you need to do in your R&D department, because I'm not staying in.
Okay.
I got a shot on this motherfucker.
Good game.
Ooh, he's the fastest in the universe.
I mean, I feel like you just go into Maridon here, don't you?
Can we not tell me how to play
No
the
way
game?
he
How about we do
loses.
that? Come out, Sir Lug. This is actually the secret weapon of my team. Little do you know.
Avalug is the secret weapon of your team?
Yeah, well, don't be so disrespectful to him.
What are you going for right now?
Dragon's Dance.
Okay. All right, let's go, Big
Yeah.
Snow. Go ahead and make a
Wow,
little
you were
switch
scared,
on
huh?
Roost.
You're
Yeah, I'm
scared, huh?
I'm pissing my pants. Let's go, Big Snow. Go for Avalanche. Go for Avalanche.
I
I'll be
did
so
go for
close right now. You did?
Bro.
Avalanche?
No?
Nice.
I knew that
Great.
already.
Oh my God, that did a lot.
But now we get the weakness policy.
Oh, shit.
Drought was a random ability. It was not something that is really
I
that
thought you
great.
picked this. I was like, damn.
Drought would not have been my first choice.
You really wanted that weakness policy, huh?
Yeah, I did. Because now we go for
Stored
stored power.
power. I'm into this.
+2 stored power. Yikes.
Oh.
Well, my brother, yeah, I
I'm
hope
just gonna do some R&D
for your
real quick.
better
Is that
week
right with
as
you?
well.
Yeah, take your time. Do some
Yeah,
R&D.
good. This is
English.
Nintendo first. Give me a second, guys.
Yeah, man.
Base 95 speed.
It's
Holy
pretty
shit.
chill.
Here comes the ledge.
Do you have Shadow Sneak?
I'm faster without it.
I don't think you are.
Bro, they literally call me Speedy Gonzalez. Wait, you're looking up what I just looked up? You can't
Uh,
do that.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can.
Yo, this battle
Just
is off the
tired.
rails.
Really
You're
tired.
85, brother. You're going for Shadow Sneak.
Last night,
Which means if you're going for Shadow Sneak,
I went to bed
take-
early. I was gonna stream, but I was really, really tired. Like, my eyelids were heavy, eyes burning. So I went to sleep at like 10, right? I just couldn't fall asleep, even though I was super tired. Like, physically, I was tired. I just, my mind just, I was just like, I was thinking a lot, tossing and turning, and I just couldn't sleep. So I didn't fall asleep until like after 2 or 3 probably. I forget what was the last time. So yeah, hopefully I'll sleep good
Here's the thing
this
you don't
week.
realize. Thank God the sun is gone.
I'm very upset because I would have did so much damage with the sun out.
I don't even think you realize. I have
Sleep
one.
better,
That would have
at
killed.
least.
Oh,
Damn.
in a double barrel.
What are we doing?
This could not have been a better outcome.
OMG.
Man, what are we
Damn.
doing here?
+2 defense, my ass.
Yeah, bro, literally, that did the glare was the play of the year.
Oh, that was tight. Oh, thank God.
I'm actually so mad right now. All right, I gotta send out the big edge.
I saw it coming.
If I click the water move, there's no realm where you even stayed in. So I should go for a different move because you're probably switching out.
Or I just stay in and glare you.
I'll take the bait. You fucking liar! You fucking liar! Out to Mr. fucking Legion, who's gonna fucking eat up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Who's gonna fucking storm drain it? I unplugged my headphones.
Yummy!
Not only did you lie, but you knew you had fucking storm drain?
I'm realizing water absorb would have been better.
You're an actual fucking criminal.
That's what I was
You
saying earlier when he picked
Oh
that.
boy, you have speeds.
It's
Okay,
like,
we're living. We're living.
Water
we're living.
absorb.
I got berries, son.
My question is, what are you doing to hit me? Because I'm immune to
I'm
both
gonna
your
just try my
stats.
best to hit you as hard as I can.
Oh, that's resisted. That's resisted. Yummy!
But the good news is I live one more, then that poison jab should kill you.
Yeah, we get a flinch.
No flinch. No flinch. No flinch. No flinch. You got 3.
Do y'all have any video suggestions to watch?
Critical flinch in a very critical
Anything on
moment.
YouTube
Pokemon's an easy game.
that you think is interesting?
Your team was good enough to where I think I deserve
Anyone to
some
share?
max.
I still got the Dawn with the beads of ruin.
Yeah, no, this thing's a problem.
I have an issue. Do you want me to tell you my issue?
Your specs? Are you specs?
I gotta do this. Oh, you got speed? Are you scarfed?
Yeah, I'm scarfed, baby.
Did I just miss a fucking Draco?
Wait, why would you lock into Draco? That's so bad.
There's no fucking way that just happened. Am I being pranked on my own channel?
Wait, why Draco?
Because if I go for an electric move, you send out sand to bitch ass, and he fucking doesn't get hit by it. If I go for overheat, my special attack gets lowered anyway. And if I go for U-turn, I can't U-turn out to anybody.
You're just fucked.
That's not necessarily true. I might still be able to kill you with Draco because I have specs and the beads of ruin.
Yeah, but you're gonna be at -6.
No, watch. I'm gonna get crit right here. Oh god.
So your performance is
Dang,
kinda
that's
lackluster.
Oh, what was it?
crazy that he lost that. He had everything in his favor. Let's see if there's anything. Is anything else in my watch later? No. Game theory? I mean, have you saw his video about him leaving? That's so sad. I teared up at the end. But most game theories I've already watched. Let me just. I feel like I watched a lot of them. I fell off the FNAF stuff. I stopped watching those. So yeah, all the FNAF stuff I kind of lost interest in. Then there's a lot more FNAF. I know it's like always a meme that he always did FNAF, but looking at it this way, there's a lot more FNAF than I remember. Yeah, and that's crazy. But I mean, it's what he said makes sense. Like, it's good that he can choose to go out right now on this high note. What else? What else? Let's go. Where's my home? Let's see if there's anything. Watch Patter's video, maybe. There we go again. Not like seeing anything pop out at me that I want to watch. We can watch this one, then after this one, I think
Everything you wish for. Your site traffic is skyrocketing.
we might call it.
Until this happens.
Today, the cards will control our fate. We will draw a card and see what number it has. If it's a 2, for example, we'll take the second Pokemon in a box. We can draw up to 3 cards per box, with aces giving massive bonuses, and jokers forcing us into a horrible fate. After Shady and I have allowed the cards to decide
Also
our
Shady
team for a
too.
full 6 Pokemon, we're gonna battle. Alright, Shady, are you feeling lucky today?
I am.
Shady's my favorite PokeTuber.
I'm feeling incredibly lucky. All right, I just PB'd an Emerald Grove.
I'm
Let's go.
watching him
Yeah, I'm
for
shuffling my cards very badly. I think you
years
should go
and
first.
You want me
years.
to go first? All right. Do you want me to cut my deck for you? Do you want a little cut?
Oh yeah, cut your deck. Right. Okay. Right. Yeah. Right. That. That's great.
Good.
That's great.
I'm
That's
just
great.
gonna
Yeah.
slow
What you
it
don't know is that
down.
I'm a professional blackjack dealer, and I know how to stack.
Okay, that's fine. You can cheat as long as I don't notice it. You can cheat. Oh, that's a 9. Okay, so go to space number 9.
Space number 9. That's
Magnemite.
Magnemite. It's not bad, but I feel like I'm gonna go again.
Okay, you can draw another card. Go ahead. You can go up to 3 times.
All right, I'm begging for a 4. Come on, it's a 5. Oh, that's gonna be 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be Hitmontop.
Yeah, it's him on top. Do you want to go again?
Hitmontop's not bad. I'm gonna go one more. I have to. I have to. Ha!
Oh, it's 10.
It's a 10. It's a big 10.
So what is that going to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Swallow, baby! And you've used your 3 cards. That is Ramon. How you feeling? You feeling good about that?
It's actually a pretty interesting
so
video
much better
idea.
than Magnezone. So much better than Magnezone, dude. I'm pumped. I'm pumped about it.
Tell me to stop whenever you want me to cut it.
Right there. Go right there. Like a low cut. Low cut.
That's a low cut. Okay, we're going low down. All right, we got first card, which is it's a 4. It's Lombre, so it's Ludicolo. I mean, it's okay. I'm not really feeling Ludicolo right now. I think I'll go with another draw. A 6.
Oh, Meowscarada? Is that what happens?
Oh, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's Meowscarada. All right.
Okay.
I kind of want to get an ace because I get Raging Bolt.
Oh, so you're just fishing.
Dude, if I get a 1 or a 2, I get a legend. If I get a 5, I get Gouging Fire.
Yeah, you have a lot of good stuff coming up, actually.
And the most common one is a 10, right? If I 10, I get Slowbro, I think, right?
Yeah, it's Slowbro. It's Slowbro.
I'm scared. I'm just going to keep the Meowscarada.
Ooh, okay. Wow.
I want to know what it would have been. It would have been a 4.
So you're just getting rid of that card now? Because you could have just seen it on your next run. Now it's cheating.
No, I'm putting them to the bottom of the deck.
But now, like, you're filtering for an ace?
Oh, no, you're right. Sorry.
You know what I mean?
Sorry, I'm going to reshuffle.
Swank. Welcome back. It's been a while.
Listen, okay, you reshuffle. You know what? We'll make it fair. I'm going to reshuffle
Yeah,
too.
long time no
yeah,
see.
we're
When's the
going
last
to
time you were
reshuffle
here?
at the start of
Let's see
every
if I
round.
can.
Oh, I didn't know that. Did you just make that up now because of you looking at the 4?
I'm fumbling.
Yeah, how you been?
Am I going
It's
to go
been
first?
a
And Patterson?
minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
Since I've seen that
All
name.
right, cool. Let's go ahead. Do you want me to cut, or we're just gonna we'll move along?
I trust you.
Thank you. All right, here we go. You trusted me.
God,
Nice.
why did I trust you? So ace is
Yeah,
you
hope
can
you're
use
doing
it
well.
as a 1 or an 11,
I'm doing all right.
and you get an illegal move on your Pokemon.
Oh, an illegal move. Okay, so either a Gyarados or a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
That's been that long straight? That was like what, last summer, right? I'm not gonna lie, it took me a minute to remember what Stray was, honestly. I thought you were meaning like Skyrim or something, but like, yeah, that's a long time, dang.
Then Scarm. I'm gonna go Gyarados illegal.
Remember, that was when my camera was messing up and I had to use my laptop cam for a few of those streams, which looked terrible. Remember that? That was crazy. I'll see. Yeah, that was not fun. And honestly, I don't even know what happened to my camera. Like, it started working again out of nowhere. Like maybe the connection to the cable was not all the way or something. I don't know. But eventually, it just started working again. After like, it was like 3, maybe 2 or 3 streams where I had to use my laptop cam. But yeah, nowadays I'm playing like Pokemon challenge runs. Like right now I'm doing a playing Pokemon Platinum, but only using Rotom. So I have these different Rotom forms, and I'm only using Rotom to play through the Platinum. That's pretty interesting. It's pretty fun. And I'm also playing Honkai Star Rail a lot. Like I'm addicted, kind of. Yeah, it's just the cable was just weird. Yeah, so Honkai and Pokemon challenge runs on Switch. Honkai I'm playing on PC, but yeah, I'm doing that right now. But tonight I was really tired, so I decided just to watch some YouTube videos and relax before going to bed. Remnant 2. No, I have not. It sounds super familiar though. Hold on, let me look it up. Let's see what this looks like. I have not played it, but I may have seen some gameplay or something of it. I definitely have not played this. Nope. I have not. Looks cool. Looks kind of creepy, scary. Not my kind of game. Looks interesting though. Might look into it. there's an anime going on right now called Mashal Magic and Muscles. The opening for that anime is stuck in my head and it would not go away. I played a little bit earlier, played it for gamer a little earlier, because it just stuck in my head. We were watching a really serious video, like really scary kind of creepy video, but just the chorus was just stuck in my head while this serious video was going on. So it was an interesting feeling. But the chorus goes like it's like bring bum bum bring bum bum bring bum 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 bring bum bum. Yo, Solo Leveling is gonna be amazing. They're doing such a good job, like keeping it accurate to the manhwa. They're doing really good. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm glad they didn't like censor it too much. Like they kept it in, like they kept all the crazy stuff in. It's nice. Right now it's really good. I hope they don't rush stuff later on, because I know the first several episodes are gonna be really good to hook people, right? Like the animation quality is gonna be high, everything's gonna be good. At least for the first few, just to make sure everybody gets hooked. I hope it stays that way. I don't know where they're gonna end season 1 at though. Yeah, that was really, because I really like God of High School, the manhwa, the webtoon. I read probably about 300 chapters before I kind of lost interest. But yeah, that's exactly what I was afraid of, because God of High School was, the manhwa was amazing. I love the fighting and everything, but the way they animated it, they just rushed through so much, and it was so confusing how they did it, which was very disappointing. And kind of almost in the same vein, Tower of God, before God of High School, Tower of God, were just really confusing. I had to like watch videos on YouTube explaining things, because they just like glossed over stuff too much. But hopefully that won't be an issue with Solo Leveling, because it's much more, I guess, straightforward kind of than those other ones. Because like with God of High School, you had like all these different like fighting stuff, and then there's like the contracts with the mythological creatures and stuff like that. It got kind of confusing, and then the angels and all that stuff it got really messy. So they didn't explain it well, and it got really confusing. But with Solo Leveling, it's not really too complicated, if I remember correctly. It's not too bad. So hopefully things won't get too crazy. But yeah, I'm wondering what they're gonna leave off on season 1. I don't know if it's gonna be a 12 episode or a 24 episode. I feel like it should be a 24 episode. 100%. So I hope that's the case. I mean, I could probably look that up and try to figure it out. But yeah, so far Solo Leveling is great. I'm not too in love with the opening. Yes, just yet. I know that TXT sings it, if I remember correctly. I've only heard it a few times, and I'm not super in love with it right now. But I mean, that's how I was with the Jujutsu Kaisen season 1 opening. Was it Kakakatan by Eve? Like when that was airing, I really didn't care for that opening. It was just meant for me. But it really, like towards the end of the season, it started to really grow on me. I started to really like it. Now it's one of my favorite songs. So maybe the same thing will happen with this song. I might start to like it eventually. I will see. I like it. I didn't like either. I mean, you didn't like it either, or you didn't like either of them? Because it's a song. It's alright. But yeah, those are the only 2 anime that I'm watching this season right now. Solo Leveling and Mashal Magic and Muscles. What else comes out this? Let's see. Google. My anime list. Winter 2024. Let's see what else comes out. Oh, yeah. Boom, boom, boom. There. Did I live in I have not. No. Yeah, soul leveling. Classroom of the Elite. I watched the first season of that. I heard this the second season was bad, so I never watched that. But this is 3. Oh no! Oh no! 12 episodes. That sucks a lot. That sucks a lot, actually. Dang. Dang. So that makes me even more worried now, because if you saw the first scene of episode 1, they're talking about the ants, the ant invasion. Well, maybe season 1 will end when he gets his like signature ability. I'm not gonna spoil anything just in case people haven't watched it, but his signature ability, when he gets that, maybe that's gonna be the end of season 1. Maybe. I just really don't want them to rush it. That really sucks that it's a 12 episode. Let's see. No. I never got around to watching Blue Exorcist, but that's going on there. There's so many villainous isekai. I realize. Wait, a panda. I don't know. I might pick it up just because there's a panda. Let's see what it's about. So far, I'm not seeing much that I would want to watch this season. I know My Hero's coming out later in the spring. Yeah, I'm not really seeing much. Can I see what the spring season looks like? Is that a thing? Bring bum bum bring bum bum bring bum 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 bring bum bring. Oh, there we go. Spring 2024. Let's see if that's available yet. Oh, it is. Okay, let's see. Konosuba. Oh, okay. Okay, wait. So next season, the spring season, looks like it's gonna be hype. So you got Konosuba season 3. You got Kimetsu no Yaiba. You got Slime. That's gonna be good. I never watched the movie. Apparently it's pretty decent, but I never got around to it. My Hero. Jobless Reincarnation. I never watched season 2. I finished season 1, but I never got around to watching season 2 of Jobless Reincarnation. Kaiju number 8. Yes. I didn't even know season 2 was released for this. The regular at Magic High School. I remember watching season 1 of that. Black Clover. The Is the anime coming back? When is that happening? Wait, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 shows in the spring that I'm really hyped for. It's crazy. It's gonna be busy. Because it's been a while since I watched this many anime at once. It is? That's good. Because I hated how they ended it. Because they basically started a war arc and then stopped. Like that annoyed the heck out of me. So at that point I read the manga. And I don't know, have you read the manga? I don't want to spoil anything. But I got to a certain point in the manga and then I kind of fell off. But that's it's crazy that I haven't heard about that the anime is coming back. But that is definitely really hype. I love that. Yeah, and the Black Clover manga isn't that fun to read. Like, it's a lot going on the panels, and it's hard to, unless you like really like zoom in and then stuff. It's hard to see what's going on. So that's one of the reasons why I kind of fell off, because it's hard to read sometimes. Yeah, so we got Konosuba, Demon Slayer, Slime, My Hero, Kaiju 8. I might catch up on season 2 of this, so I can watch season 3. What else is coming out? Black Butler? I haven't heard that in years. I didn't even finish the original series, so. I was reincarnated as the 7th prince, so these isekais are crazy. I got reincarnated as aristocrat. Wait, is this a season 2? I think I watched season 1 of this. It sounds familiar. Looks like it's just those 5. But dang, was it April? April's gonna be crazy. That is actually really hype. Can I go to summer? Let's see what's in summer. We gotta finish this YouTube video too. Forgot about that. The summer looks pretty. So far, it looks pretty tame. But yeah, hype stuff for anime coming up. That's pretty cool. How do you even get on this topic? Or at least watch this.
And just lock it in.
Yeah, you're gonna lock it in. If you draw another card after your ace, you lose your illegal move. No, you have to lock that in, right?
Yeah, I gotta go illegal move, baby. Let's go. I love that it said, we don't need to cut. You're like, I trust you.
Yeah, no, I don't need to cut. It's fine, because I'm also gonna draw an ace right now, babe. It's a 9. The 9. What's that? Oh, I think it's Basca Legion.
Ooh, okay.
Do I want to just take the Basca Legion though?
Pretty good.
There's so much cool stuff like towards the end, so I want to keep going. There's a spooper. There's a spooper in there. I'm gonna cry if I get that. Draw number 2 is it's a 3. So Hypno. I don't like that.
It's worse than Basca Legion, I'll tell you that much.
I've downgraded, so I keep going, right?
100%. You roll a 5 here and you pop off.
I could fumble in the spooper right now. It would be really bad if I did that. Here we go.
Maybe
Last
content.
card that I can use. Oh wait, Jack.
10.
Okay,
Jack a 10.
What's a 10? So 6 and then 7, 8, 9, 10. Tinkaton.
Tinkaton's not bad.
That's not bad. It's okay.
All right, so here we go. Round number 3. I'm gonna cut it because after that ace, I'm not about it.
That's a good little cut. I like that. That's nice.
We got ourselves a 9.
It's a 9. That's Vile Plume.
That's pile.
I think you run it back.
I'm gonna run it back immediately. I'm not even gonna think about it. That's a 10. That puts me on slot number 19. That's here. 10 is Arctobacks.
Think about this. Think
That's
about
pretty
this.
good.
You have an Iron Boulder. You have a Dialga. You have an Emboar, an Articuno, maybe even Terrapagos as well. There's potential ahead.
And if he gets another
Okay.
10, he's
So
gonna
there's
get that
a lot
tail
of
school.
potential. And,
Nope.
but once again, the
6,
most
7,
common thing
8,
to pull
9,
is
10,
gonna
yeah.
be
A 10, sure.
Yeah,
that's
10.
gonna put me on toe screw, I think,
Mhm.
which is honestly not even that bad. It's the worst out of
it's
all the things out
kinda
here,
bad.
but like it's not that bad. So you know what? Even though I love Excalibur,
Oh, he's gonna go for it.
Oh.
He's gonna go for it.
and it actually
Was it a 10?
10.
Oh, wow.
It was the most common. We did say that it was the most common one.
that is a tough pill for me to swallow because I literally did the math and I called it. I really
Dang.
was hoping that somehow I could just get a cool mon, but nope, we're done. We're cooked.
That's
okay.
funny.
It's a little bit of a throw moment. Okay, I'll
Oh,
also
enemy.
cut the deck. Boom. Just there we go. All right. And first off, we have. Oh no!
I get to choose the Joker.
Okay, the Joker means that Shady gets to choose anything from the box to give to me.
Ooh,
Oh, that's tough.
Look at this. Your box isn't crazy.
See, what's the worst? I mean, I think Kamala's pretty bad. Kamala would probably be the worst choice. Like, actually, no. Vinny without his ability is bad.
Awful.
Don't feed me coke. Look at this thing. Look at what's in here.
You said we have randomized abilities, right?
It's both Ursulinas.
we have randomized abilities.
Why don't you just scoop up that Palafin for me?
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm saying.
mean,
That's
I
the
don't
worst one.
want to. Oh my god.
It's not that bad. Listen, it still has some priority.
It's pretty
on
bad.
Listen, I'm gonna make this work. See, I don't have to be a hero. I can be a 0. I'll still beat you, okay?
You have my number when it comes to battles. I'm nervous about today. Ooh, but my next box though.
The next box. Oh, I'm feeling this one too.
All right, here we go. I'm getting a nice cut here.
I'm looking for the card tricks. I'm watching for it. Ooh, it's a
10. So that is a Hydrapple.
We do like those.
We do like it. I already have a grass type.
Hydrapple's a pretty cool Pokemon. It's definitely better. I remember in my original, what was it, Sword? Yes, he came out with Sword. I used a Flapple on my main team because I like the Grass Dragon typing. I thought it was pretty cool. I quickly realized the 4x weakness to Ice, but I kept him on my team. I think he was like my weakest Pokemon though on my main team. But I remember using a Flapple.
Grass Dragon.
There was a lot of grass in a row there. I'm just realizing.
Yeah, honestly, I know this next card is a 6 because I've seen it go from 10 to 6. Yeah, I've seen 16.
Dude, if it is, wait.
That'd be crazy.
Oh, it's a 4.
Get the Hitmon.
Hitmonchan.
2, 3, 4. It's Hitmonchan. I was so close to.
I always wish Hitmonchan and Hitmontop, and Hitmonlee, they were better. I wish they were better. They're such cool Pokemon.
One of the two. I could have had either one. Well, I know this is not a 2. So let's just.
And why aren't there elemental kicks? Well, I mean, now there's there's Blaze Kick, Drop Kick. That's it. There's no Ice type kick or electric type. Like just straight kick. Needs to be more elemental kicks.
Let's do this. What's 10 slots away? Let's see. 7, 8, 9. It's a Hisuian Samurai.
Because pretty much every typing has a punch associated with it, I feel.
I'm going for the ace right now. It's the 10 again. I should just listen to the blackjack rules.
You never hit.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's
Down
it.
to Samurott. Okay.
Samurot's not bad.
It's not bad, but I already have a water type. I was trying to like not double up on typings there. It is what it is.
Okay, I'm gonna cut the deck once again. Here we go. Just gonna cut it right there. Bam, boom.
Nice cut, nice cut. It's okay. No, we mostly saw it.
Hold on, no. I'm gonna do it again. You didn't see it. There you go.
Well, now it's like you didn't cut the deck at all. That could have just been strategies right there.
No, okay. I'm gonna do it. Wait, you can't see it. Wait, you saw the card. That was kind of.
I saw the card. That's true.
I'm gonna shuffle a little bit. I'm gonna shuffle a little bit. Okay. Now I'm gonna cut. Here we go.
Yeah, just like that. Okay, I like it.
Okay, I did it. All right. Now this is a Joker. I could already tell. Oh, I thought it was. Oh, a 10. Oh, wait, is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Gouging fire, dude. I mean,
You should stay with that, honestly.
Auto
pretty
lock it in, of course,
Mhm.
man.
Of course, I'm gonna go with a gouging fire. What do you mean? Wait, it's a dragon type as well? I shouldn't have said that.
Yo, I've got 2 Shadow Rider
didn't know
Calirexes
that.
in this next box. I don't like this box.
What?
What?
Look at that.
There's no Calyrex on that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Shadow Rider Spectrier. Spectrier. I'm sorry.
There's no boys in that dog, okay?
There's no boys in that dog, but there's 2 Spectriers. I'm scared.
I have a pretty crazy box here as well. All right.
Yeah, your box is cracked. My box is looking... you know, there's some sleeper power in here. I'll be honest, I wouldn't even care about just getting Delphox. I love Delphox so much. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna cut this deck, and I'm gonna go ahead.
Yeah. After this video finishes, I'm
4.
Oh, that's a dog. That's a
going
horse.
to bed.
Oh, that is one of the horses, man. Look at how maroon your hair is.
Whoa.
Oh, look, it's shiny.
Oh,
You
shiny.
found a shiny shady. Well done. You found a shiny shady.
I found a shiny, thank you. I didn't even realize it's so cool. This is probably the best Pokemon in the box. So, is it? Probably. Okay, maybe not the best.
Iron Bundle, I think, would be a little better. Arguably.
Iron Bundle is actually really good, but I haven't.
Okay.
Too many water types. I'm actually locking in this Ghost. I'm locking it
Exactly.
in. Frame 1.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I totally understand. You know, I locked in my first choice last time. It makes complete sense.
It happens.
There's a
On
flop.
camera this time. Here we go. There. See?
Right.
Nice.
Beautiful.
I fumbled. I'm gonna reach. I'm dropping the cards as I'm shuffling. All right, here we go. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Bam. It's a.
Oh.
Yes! I'm so glad I reshuffled. I'm so glad I reshuffled.
So Blade.
Alright, what is he gonna get? Incineroar is obviously good. Competitively. Kyogre with any ability would be super good as well. Golden Go. Probably gonna pick one of those.
Or Slowpoke.
I am a Slowpoke enjoyer.
Oh wait. Oh, I forgot. I thought for some reason I thought Ace meant they can pick anything they want. Just 1 or 11.
You know me.
Yeah, you have branches, dude. You can slow cut King or Slowbro. You want Blaziken or do you want Slowpoke?
I mean, I did a run of Kaizo Ironmon. I went all the way to the end. We went bang zoom straight to the moon on Kaizo Ironmon. I won that, which is why I'm taking Blaziken.
Okay, nice, love it. Okay, so you got yourself a Blaziken with any move.
Any illegal move. I can add an illegal move. We are using randomized abilities. Who knows what could happen?
Yeah, it could be crazy. We're gonna get our abilities first, choose a good move to go with that ability. I don't know. This next box of mine is ridiculous.
Oh my god, who did that?
Oh dang. Oh dang. That's pretty crazy stuff.
It was me. I did it.
What's really crazy, what's about to happen is gonna blow your mind, Pat. I'm gonna pull a 9 and then an ace.
Oh, you think so? What are you going for? Number 20? What's number 20? I can't read.
I actually don't know. I think number 20 is Magmar, so I regret my decision. No, it's not. No, it's not. Number 20 is the little turtle.
Okay, you want that?
That's what I want. You want ready?
Okay, sure. Go for it. Oh, no way.
Oh.
Step 1 complete.
No way. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
Okay, well, here's the thing.
Oh, you're like, wait a minute, actually.
I know I was talking a big game, right? But this is a Dialga on our screen.
What do you think about that? Tell me, how does that make you feel?
Oh, it's like, I hate that I have to make the decision
No,
now.
that's pretty solid.
So you're
honestly.
avoiding decision making, and that's
Of all the things that are coming up next, I'm pretty sure Dialga's the best. Arguably, the Total Dude may be good.
You at work, you'd say.
But
For me
Dialga.
personally, it's
Yeah, Dialga's
seems
best.
like I just keep
You
avoiding
should stay.
hard choices, you know?
Okay,
You should
that's
stay.
becoming an issue at work, and we need to work our way through that. So I feel like you should make the hard decision right now.
It's not going to be an ace. All right, hold on. It's not going to be an ace.
Dude, but what if it is? What if it hits, dude? What if it hits?
Oh, no, you should stay.
Listen, I went to Vegas.
This is the last box. What if it hits?
Hatters,
Yeah.
you want me to do it for content, don't you?
I want you to do it because I feel like it's gonna hit.
I do not think it's going to hit at all. And I'm going to lock in Dialga.
Okay, smart.
You've beaten me too many times. Okay, but what I'll do for you is we'll get to see right now who's right and who's wrong. Do you want to put a wager on it?
What's the wager?
If you're wrong, I get to decide to shift your Mon 1 space or not once you make the decision.
And if I'm right?
If you're right, I have to put the Dialga back and you get to choose any Mon in my box.
Yeah, let's do it.
Are you ready?
Oh, that's pretty crazy.
It's gonna hit.
Another 9, and that would have been Geodude. That would have been, but the next one would
That'd
have been not Geodude. It would have been Flygon. It's not bad. Or no, it would have been Reuniclus. Okay.
Is this why people like gambling so much? When you do this with real money, I don't feel it. But when you do it with Pokemon in a video game, I'm like, oh man, yeah, this is big.
What a rush.
Oh, what a rush. Okay, nice and shuffled up. Go ahead and cut the deck just there. Yeah, slip it under there. All right, last box. I'm feeling good. And 9.
A 9 again? That's 3 9s in a row. That's a Metagross.
That's pretty good, honestly. The both Simrots. Honestly, that's probably one of the better things he could have gotten, aside from these two. Salons might be nice, but these guys kind of suck. He already has one of these, so I think that he should stay.
But wait, I mean, dude.
All right, so here's what we should do. I think that me moving it after you lock it in is a little bit too powerful. Even though you were gonna give me a Sunkern, it's still too powerful. So I think I should have to move it before you lock your end of decision.
Okay, sure.
I'm gonna use my move right now to move you forward 1 space.
Once. Okay, so now I'm on a Hitmonchan. That's not. I mean,
That's
I would have locked
bad.
in the Metagross. I would have locked in the Metagross. Damn it. So now,
Yeah,
now
no,
on the
that'd
Hitmonchan.
have
Now
been
I
the smart
have to
choice,
draw
but
again, and there's freaking
it sucks.
Squawkabillies over there and Fiones. Oh man. Okay, we're going into dangerous territory. I could get 2 Gouging Fires though, which would be really funny.
That would be insane. Please don't.
Draw
He's
number
not.
2. It's another 9.
Another 9? Oh my gosh.
Ooh, okie dokie. It's way too risky. What's a 10? What's a 10 at this point? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dude, a 10's Vikavolt, which is not bad. But a 9, dude, if I three-peat the 9s, there's no way.
There's no way you three-peat
no way
the
you
9.
get
You already
shit
got 2 out
nines.
of the deck.
I did not have 2 Gouging Fires. It would. This is a dumb decision if I go again. It's really a terrible decision. So I think I gotta lock in the okie dokie. All right,
I think you made
that's
the
the
best
best.
play
That's
locking
for
it
the
in.
best.
We're not giving into our impulses today. What we are gonna do, Shady, is we're gonna fight.
We're in the gym.
We're in a restaurant.
No, let's see.
We can have a succulent rice-based meal after this.
Ooh, psychic cert. You're disgusting. You're gross. You know that?
Whoa, this is randomized. I didn't do that.
Never mind. You're not disgusting. I'm sorry.
I can't believe any Shady stream enjoyers chats is the swallow. I would never do that.
I was talking about your chat, not mine.
How did I get more viewers this stream when I'm not doing
I mean,
anything?
come on. It's not the end of the world. Like, what does that really matter, right? You're a little toxic.
Should I
Who
just-
cares? No big deal.
Randomized corrosion?
Should I just watch more
And this is the one that
videos?
I said, oh wow, it actually fits. That's crazy. I randomized corrosion.
That's
crazy.
That's actually true. We can't cut to it because it's not recorded, but that is true. That did happen.
Yeah, I literally said that.
Tough. Okay, I'm big. I'm
You're
fast.
gigatunning?
I'm so fast. I'm so fast. That did
Oof.
nothing. Wow.
I did nothing, and I'm clicking acid armor.
Why are you doing this?
What? It's just listen. These are the cards I was dealt. Okay.
Sure. I mean, it was literally the cards you were dealt. Hold on, let me draw one. It's a jack.
Ah, jack of all trades. I see what you did there. It's very smart and funny of you. Here's my question. I don't think corrosion lets me use a poison type move on you, does it?
It lets you poison me, but I don't think it lets you use a poison type move. If I'm wrong, then you can just say that I was lying to Shady in order to win because I'm a terrible fibber.
Yeah, but also you just use Gigaton Hammer. You can't use it again. You already get your stealth rocks up. You're probably switching out. Oh, you're gonna knock off my black.
Yeah,
sludge.
I'm switching out. I did do
All
that.
right, let's find out right now. Let's for science.
Okay, I appreciate that you made the effort.
You were not lying. Okay, I want to clear Patter's name before Patter's name can get unclear. You know?
I'm so honest that I don't even remember to lie in the videos where we're supposed to.
That's true. You're actually correct about that. Okay, well, you know what? Lesson learned. Patters is the most honest gentleman I've ever met in my life.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Well, why'd you set stealth rocks against me? Why would you do that?
Well, I was thinking, you've been talking about recently how you want the garden full of petals.
That's true. I say that all the time.
So I was like, why don't I help out Shady? Give him some petals.
That was really kind of you. Once again, generous and honest individual. Extremely generous and honest.
Oh, but you're I don't know what to do. I don't know how to beat this swallow. I'm gonna be honest. This is a tough situation.
This little guy, dude.
This little guy.
Oh, little guy. I'm gonna body press.
Okay, it's gonna do. Wow, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot.
That's a good amount of damage. Oh, you have a headbutt. You missed.
Never mind. I didn't want to. But like a little guy. Like, I'm pulling a Joker. That's what happens when you pull a Joker.
That is true. It was your own fault. So here's the thing, right? If you were to land that, you have the weirdness. It would have done a lot of damage.
Yeah, I mean, you do have plus defense. That is true, but I still would have done a lot of damage. You know, I'm beginning to see a flaw in my team.
Oh no, are you all physical attackers?
Maybe I am. What if I was?
It's just a swallow though. Just go your strongest. The big hair.
Big hair. He's gonna look how big his hair is.
Oh, he's so cool, man.
Okay, so in theory, right? You lose now, right? You lose.
In theory, I just straight up lose.
You wouldn't toxic me. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that. That's so little damage. How are you?
I'm a swallow, dude. I'm just a bunch of gunk on your screen waiting to happen. You know?
You do pain slit.
I would. Would I do that, Patters?
Yes.
Even if I did get pain slip. Do you think I do that? Do you think I would?
Yeah, you would.
I would, but I don't.
Okay.
have it.
Please.
No. The three. I love this swallow just pulling this off. It's crazy, dude.
I'm flabbergasted.
I love that. Like, I got such strong Pokemon. I got a tail gun. Look at this. This swallow's just showing up.
No, it's just rude.
I remember my first playthrough of Pokemon Emerald, I had a Swallow on my team. He was like one of my main guys. Remember, I had Yawn. For some reason, I had Sludge. I never got like. I don't even know if Sludge Bomb was in that game, but like. I had Sludge, Yawn, Body Slam, and I forgot the last move. I don't know why I remember that so vividly.
Me right now.
Did this Entei kill a Ho-Oh and then put it on his head? Is that what happened?
Oh, I think that's canon actually. Yeah, in the Paradoxial lands.
Yeah, I literally think he did. Here's the problem. Am I really gonna take 25% right now?
Yeah. Well, you can take 25% now, or you can take 25% later.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna wet.
Okay. Oh god, he's so moist. Just look at it. It's shining. Oh, come on.
It's wet.
Really? Okay.
That's what I rolled. I told you.
I believe you. You wouldn't lie. Would you lie?
I literally would hate to ever battle someone who's cheating. It would destroy me.
Okay. Well, that's fine. I'll destroy you. Okay.
Anyway, I think that's the choice. I can tell.
It's no. What?
Yeah, it's not choice. Oh, the psychic surge is back. He said the psychic surge is back.
It's still getting a little weird. Oh, come on. Come now.
I wanted the earth and rocks.
What's off without doing?
I poured out though. I know you really wanted to give me the pebbles, but I don't want my Gyarados to get pebbles.
This is why I get you, and you shove it back in my face.
I did. Post haste. I did.
Well, Heavy Yonder over there. I'm gonna fucking power you, stupid dumb head.
I'm gonna power. Oh, come on. You survived.
Come on, Kylie. You can do it. Oh, that's good damage.
That's great damage for you. Really bad for me.
Okay. Now my problem is you're really fast, and I'm certainly dead.
I'm so fast. And I rapid spin. I'm faster than fast. This is the fastest mushroom. It's gonna go through your system so quickly.
Oh know. I have another big issue. So many of my Pokemon are weak to ground type moves, so I can't really switch now.
What? You've got a grass type in the back. What are you talking about?
Oh, switching to my grass type? Why would I do that?
You resist the earth power. Your Meowscarada is so bulky.
Keep my Tankaton alive? Maybe not. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
I think everything's okay. John is here?
I got John.
Oh, John is literally on the board. Vessel of Ruin.
Vessel of Ruin.
Well, this is a kind of a dagger, so I can't spore you.
You have a plus speed. Yeah,
I have a rabbit spin up. Come on.
Yeah, you have a rabbit spin. Oh, rabbit spin spore would destroy
I
my
know.
soul.
If you didn't go into your grass type right now, this thing was gonna just be destructive.
Okay, the crazy thing is, I have had so much trouble with your team so far. These are the weak guys. I'm struggling so much. You know what? It just means it's opposite day, so I'm gonna flip it around. Everyone else is gonna die one.
Oh, that's so true. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Calendar, check the calendar. Rookie mistake.
I really didn't. I'm kind of in trouble now.
You know, that's not a lie.
That is a lie. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go to above average. This is my above average roll.
Above average height. This is what 6 foot people look like.
This is exactly where we stand. Oh my gosh. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's do this for fun.
I mean, what's the speed of this thing? Can't be that good, right?
I think it's like 90.
Pretty good.
Ooh, you turned around.
Yeah, I turned around now. I'm getting out here. So long. John's gone.
John's gone. That rhymes, Patters. You're really good at that. What is the gym leader's name again? Is it Norman? Who's Larry? Larry, sorry. I know.
You just play games.
Down dog.
Oh, I'm eating this. I'm eating it so good. Oh, that's tough. The tough moment for me.
Are you a salt vest? That's crazy eating.
No, definitely not. Okay. What if I punch you though? You're gonna switch out. You're gonna switch out. Okay. You're thinking so hard right now. No shot. Absolutely not.
Oh no.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted to see. So tasty, so delicious. I have more health now.
Wow, dude, you have so much health. It's crazy.
Okay, now what do you have? We can switch into. Okay, so you can switch into Gyarados now. It's clear as day. I can see it for miles.
You don't actually know.
It's clear as day. I can see it for miles.
I don't even know what type you are. I know you're dark poison.
You stayed in. Why would you do that?
Why would you do that? Because I read you. That's why.
No, that's not. I didn't paralyze you.
No. Even if I decide to stay in and you drain punch me, you're not getting me back.
Oh no, yeah, you just let it die. How come you just let it go like that? That's crazy.
Listen, we're talking about cards today. Sometimes you gotta know when to hold them. You gotta know when to hold them, brother.
Yeah, and you're folding your Dialga at the go of time.
Yes, I'm gonna fold my Dialga 100%.
Okay, sure. So 3 down, a little injured.
Yep. What type are you again? You're dark poison? Okay, dark poison is scary.
It's not that scary. I mean, it's a little spooky.
It's pretty spooky. You know, there's something called illegal.
Is this the one with the illegal move? Oh yeah.
This is the illegal move Pokemon.
That's gonna be so cool.
Wait,
what was this illegal move?
I knew it. Here we go.
What is the illegal move Pokemon?
Sacred Fire.
Now ready? 3, 2, 1. What's that? What? Okay, that's good. That's good for me.
Yep, you're gonna get some recovery. I told you I wanted a different ability on this. I did.
So now I can live a hit for sure.
What?
You have 35 hit points.
Oh, you're living. You're absolutely living.
Oh yeah, I'm totally living. You Terra?
I Terra.
I survived more now.
I think I actually just threw by Terra, but I literally only did this so I can touch my own grass.
Oh, so you get the heals now. Smart shady. Very
smart. That's why I wanted to do it. Yep.
There it goes. What's your illegal move? Okay, so you Terra Fire. That makes me think you like some kind of fire type move, maybe Secret Fire.
So I was so close to giving this thing Grassy Glide because of Seed Sower. Like I would have priority. But I'm already D-dancing faster than most things after all. So you know.
It's like A.
Oh, why are you going to do Choice Scarf already? What's up?
No. Yeah. Oh man, things are looking rough over here at Casa del Pat.
I think you're popping off, dude. Like, listen,
Go on, Majima. You can do it. I believe in you.
This is your illegal guy too.
This is my illegal guy too.
From the Yakuza games.
I'm so scared that you went out into this.
No, don't no, damn it.
Were you Choice?
I was hoping
That's another one I might play on stream one day.
Okay, well I know you definitely
The Yakuza games. Yakuza 0.
Confident on that one actually.
Why? What makes you say that?
Because you forgot. That's why you forgot you fumbled.
Well, there's a lot of them though. I don't know which one to play, which one to start with.
That is insane that I just missed that. I have to praise right now, dude. Oh my.
You missed 2 in a row.
You sucker punch. You have sucker punch.
Yeah. I don't.
Oh my gosh.
I wish I had sucker punch.
Just for those watching at home, Gyarados has exactly 1 more point than Blaze Speed. It's 81 speed. One literal point, dude.
That's so damn. That's.
I love that, Daniel. All right, Big Hair's here.
Big Hair, he can do it. He can sweep. He can do it.
Do you want me to click Dragon Dance right now, man?
No. Kill me.
Okay.
Kill me.
I'm gonna EQ. In case you have Water Absorb. Get out of here, Big Hair!
Man, I should have drew back cards. Like, what if I drew a freaking 10 instead? What if I done that, Shady?
I'll never know.
What would you have drawn?
A 9. Oh, clubs.
I would have won because mine's more. Shady is the better card drawer.
I've been practicing, guys.
And that is gonna be it for tonight. Tomorrow I'll stream a game. I don't know if I'm gonna play Pokemon or Honkai. Probably Honkai, to be honest. I do Honkai on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Pokemon on Tuesday and Thursday. I'm thinking about. So yeah, Honkai tomorrow. Sometime between 9 and 10. I'll start. I don't know when. Whenever I get the opportunity. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. I hope you sleep well too. We'll see y'all in the next one. Oh, also have this new scene. Look at this. That's not right. This one is why I should have tested it. Want this one to transform. Flip. Horizontally. Nope. Not it. Transform. There we go. You see. No. Transform. Oh. There we go. See see what it looks like. Alright, so yeah, so if something crazy happens in like the Nuzlocke or something, I could go to this scene. I don't know. Yeah, just something was going on. Alright.